right? Stepping on stage, all I need is one mic to bring us all together. Whether you black or white, it's one love that reach all the people. Let it serenade your soul. Let them speak it through your speakers off the meter. It's what we about to raise the volume to. It's all adding up to a different altitude. It gets colder, a little bolder, but all you gotta do is just keep it, just keep it, just keep it simple, just keep it, just keep it. Just keep it simple. Just keep it, just keep it, just keep it simple. Just keep it, just keep it, just keep it simple. When the pen in my hand feel like the world wrapped around my fingers, I'm ready to beat the beat down to listen misdemeanor. Beat. They love it when they hear it in the streets, in the car, hit the beats for the bar. So I gotta raise it high like a toast to tomorrow. Let the bread flow in till we bring it low sin and coasting with big boats on the oceans. We own it, I'm on it to the morning. I'm zoned in like 2-3 on LeBron. In I'm golden, you choking, ain't no hope in it for you. When I'm coming through, plus the squad on my side, that we moving like the woo for the tribe for the food G's. When we get on, we gon' make about a few.
He'll never let it cut off.
Huh?
It's
rapping?
He be vibing and shit.
One with the rhythm.
What's up? How y'all doing? Welcome to the S.O.S. podcast, the Strain of Society, the most honest hour and change of your day. Once a week, we back to you live again at this particular time on this particular day. Yeah, it's like 9-ish. Ish.
It's 8 p.m.
somewhere.
Time.
Right? Yeah. Pacific.
Early
Pacific.
Yeah, we early.
We early. So hey, look, take it.
Hey, if you anybody in LA watching this shit.
Hey, my name is Jacques. I'm one of your hosts. This gentleman to my left is not here.
Not there.
All right. So this gentleman to my far right, his name is.
I am Dion Asshole Professional.
And you know it's really say professional, not professional, and we are the S.O.S. podcast. Hey, y'all see this person to my right here? We got a guest in the building tonight. I've known this young lady for a bunch of years, and then like didn't talk to her for a bunch of years, but still like knew who she was. Like if I bumped into her into like a random Walmart or something, I'd be like, hey, I think that happened like once or twice. But she used to sing with that one over there in the society. Hey, yeah. You supposed to cut me off. I thought that was what you were gonna do, but you didn't do that.
I missed it.
They did. Whatever. Motherfuckers can't just. Anyway, her name is.
My name is Boom, otherwise known as It's the Boom Show.
Boom.
It's the Boom Show.
Is it an explosion sound effect we should make or something?
Yeah, like boom, like that.
Oh, like that? Oh, damn, that was like aggressive.
Right.
I was thinking like or something right with it.
No.
Like a rapper. Like a rapper.
Danny.
Like a rapper boom. Okay, all right. We get it.
It's actually short for Oshun Boomy, which is one of my names. So everyone just calls me Boom or Boomy.
How many names you got?
A million bajillion names.
But how many like on your ID?
On my Facebook account, it's Nefer Oduntunde Oshumbumi Adesanya Kerr. Like it's a long name. So,
man, Joe, but when you like got it, but if you gotta take a standardized test, right?
Yeah, my passport actually has a bunch of stuff on it. So
but it's a whole lot of room on the passport.
Right. I'm
like
saying you got like 9 columns.
I have to draw extra boxes in it.
Hey, what the police call you for short?
Miss Kerr. Hopefully nothing. They killing
I need you to step out of the car, miss.
I don't want them to call me nothing. Don't call me for a damn thing.
Are you aware your tail light is out? Like, are you aware you have 9 warrants and this car is reported stolen in 3 states? How you steal a car from 3 states?
Yeah, I ain't got to yet.
Hard. Hey, look, they all can't be winners. Shit. Yeah. Guess we can start this off like we do every other week. But we don't because we got a guest.
Yeah.
So, hey, tell us about yourself. You know, you want all these wonderful people to know about you. I don't know. Maybe put you on the spot.
Hey, y'all. My name is Nefer, known as Boom. I'm a writer here in the city. I have a blog on Chicago Now. It is the blog, the official blog of the Chicago Tribune.
Shit.
I don't really support them, but hey, I use my platform. I also have written articles for Ebony, Jet, and other publications. I'm currently co-authoring a book and working on one of my own, both to be completed before the end of the year. So that's a little bit about me. I am a writer, a professional shit talker, and I back my shit up too. So hey.
That means while she whooping your ass,
she gonna describe it accurately.
Definitely gonna describe it, ass whooping accurately, and in an insulting fashion.
Right.
I tell your raggedy ass. Now look at you. You ain't laughing. Nah, is you? Like all the shit you want to say to your kids when you whoop them. Well, she probably say when you beating asses. I don't know.
Oh my God. So days are behind me. I've grown. I've elevated.
So is this book like a co-autobiography, like your story, but like guys and somebody else's story, so you don't get arrested?
Well, the book that I'm co-authoring, I can't put out the title right now, but it's basically the state of Black millennials today. So it's a bunch of different perspectives and talking about cultural affairs and cultural events pertaining to us now, basically in 2019 in this century too.
Okay. All
right, so that's the one that you're co-authoring?
That's the one I'm co-authoring with some other authors.
Shit, I ain't got a joke for that.
And the one that you're writing yourself?
The one I'm writing myself is based on things I've learned fucking up in life. So, I think people will be able to resonate with it because a lot of times I feel like we learn from our failures. So
not all of us.
Yeah.
Not all of us.
Definitely guilty of that.
What? Oh, yeah. Diet was what I was going with.
Yeah.
Not some of these motherfuckers out here choosing these wayward people to have these children with.
Woo.
Oh, shit. Yeah. You might not have wanted to do that. But hey, look. That was your decision to decide. Yeah. Y'all don't agree or what? I don't know. I hear a lot of exhaling.
Oh no, people having babies like crazy.
I've definitely fucked up in that category. Multiple times.
Did not learn from those mistakes, huh?
I did not.
I learned from mine. I'm one and done. I learned.
Man, Joe.
I learned.
Hey, that's what's up. You said, hey, yo, look. Nah, you good. You all right. Nah. He don't need no brother. No, no. I don't know. I've never had a child's parent. I don't know the non.
You don't know the fuckery, basically.
I don't know the non offensive way to say it.
There is.
I don't know.
Go.
Yeah, I ain't never had no baby mother or dad. No, that's still bad. I ain't never had no baby mama or baby daddy issues ever. Like,
count your blessings,
man, Joe.
Count your blessings.
Hey, can I brag a minute? Like the biggest
argument we need
like,
more people to be like, my shit's healthy. Go ahead, please.
Nah, not healthy, man. It's real fucked up. Because I do shit like ignore a baby's cries in the middle of the night. So she wake up and change diapers and shit. Like, I know some asshole shit to do, but you know how much faster I can go back to sleep if I don't open my eyes? I'm just saying, do anybody know
you're speaking for a lot of parents, though.
Hey, look, I'm just tell you, we all fucked up in our own ways. Like, we all gonna do some like horrible shit to our spouse and like acting like you can't smell for like years. Man, Joe.
Can't smell?
No, I really can't smell though.
I wish y'all could see his wife's face right now because this is priceless.
I ain't gonna act like I can't smell. I would act like I can't hear. I would act like I can't see. I ain't gonna act like I can't smell.
No.
But some people acting like they ain't even got the kids. They ain't helping take care of them or nothing. So I wouldn't even say that's completely horrible because you got a lot of people acting like they don't exist. So
I ain't gonna talk shit because let he who without sin cast. So go ahead and keep my rocks in my pocket and keep snoozing through these middle of the night shits. Yeah. Whoo.
Cat's out the bag, girl. Don't forget. Hey,
look, I'm an actor, so it's believable when I do it. Sometimes I be faking, and sometimes I be for real. It's just, I ain't gonna say I ain't never faked, but I don't always be faking. Yeah. That worked, right? I ain't gonna,
that could have segued into a whole other joke, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Is she blinking? Is she blinking? I don't know.
Nah, she's not believing it. She's not believing it.
All right, so people fucking up making bad decisions in life, millennials and their choices.
Yeah, that I can see.
Two separate things. Two separate books. So,
right, yeah. So millennials and their choices.
No.
What?
No. Keep going. I'll take a little more Jameson. Let me-
Go ahead.
Okay. I mean,
All right.
hey, look, if you want to write that book, though, you can. You know, hey, you can. I'll be there to sue you later in life.
Later in life, you gonna wait till she get all the proceeds from it.
Oh, yeah.
That money gonna be spent, friend.
No. You bottle shit. I'll take my payment in shit. What you talking about? I like shit.
Right.
Was it a jet ski? Oh my gosh.
Hey, she gonna Bruce's million and shit.
Man.
Spend it all with nothing to show for it.
Nobody's Bruce.
I'm gonna share some of these memories of shit that I've done with you.
Hey, speaking of Brewster's millionaire and shit, I kind of think that's what Willie Wilson is doing right now.
What the fuck Willie Wilson doing?
He's running for U.S. Senate.
I didn't even know that shit. Hey, shout out to Willie Wilson. Goddamn it, I could finally vote for you.
Hey,
I couldn't vote for you when you ran for president because motherfucking no. And I don't live in Chicago, but you running for senator? Goddamn it.
Yo.
Is he taking the Republican motherfucker?
No, he's running for the Democratic ticket, I believe. It's only 2 senators from Illinois.
Yeah, but
and they're both Democrats.
Oh.
So
Yo,
You know what? Fuck it. I'm still with Willie. I ride with Willie.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. Like, people like to make fun of how he speaks and the fact that he may not enunciate and this, that, and the other, but he is highly intelligent. He is for his people. If you look at his background, the work he's done for restorative justice, for helping young Black men get jobs and stability and come out of the system, and also the things he's been putting in place in the communities, he's actually been doing some things. And I would rather go with somebody. I would rather go along with an official who actually does the work and gives a fuck about the people versus somebody who just looks good in a suit and can talk a good game but don't do shit but take shit from our community. So I rock with Willie too.
Hey, I fuss with all that you just said. That's why I voted for him for mayor.
I did too.
I don't live in Chicago, so I could.
Not this last round. No.
No, this last round. Yes, I voted for him.
No.
I voted for him this last round. Yeah. I voted for him the first time, and then it was like, so we got y'all got to vote again. Yeah, he not in it. Everybody who comes to the runoff, step forward. Not you.
Well,
not you, Chewy. Not you, Willie. None of you. Hey, I need the 2 pantsuits, y'all, with the Florida Evans. My Florida Evans is y'all. Come here.
My beloved stud auntie, who I love to death, who is running the city like a true boss. All will.
Man, Joe, right.
This is her.
To the east, my brother to the east.
To the east. Okay. I ride for her. She is a goon and she takes nobody's shit, and I love her. And man, listen.
Harriet Washington is representing.
Hey, look, she's the best incarnation of what Chief Malik and Gator wanted.
What they call it, Lori Lightfort.
I mean, you tell me what.
I love her.
Hey, you know what the fuck she remind me of? Mayor Royce on The Wire.
Man, Joe.
Oh.
Hey, remember when the nigga was in a campaign and he shaved his fucking mustache off and walked out like, oh, I'm feeling younger.
I'm out here. I'm spry. This is my youth. Right. Hey.
Nigga, that is definitely hot.
They got you 4 extra votes. Colonel Taylor. I know Colonel Taylor when I see you. Preach. You don't give a fuck.
She getting shit done though, and she ain't scared of nobody, and I love it.
She fucking up with these teachers though.
Hey, look.
Is she really fucking up with the teachers? Because it was a boss ass move to be threatened with a strike and then to turn around and say, no, Thursday CPS is closed because I said so. That was a boss move. Now, honestly,
I don't know if that's a boss move to say, hey, we're gonna close some shit that wasn't nobody gonna come to nowhere because the teachers wasn't there.
No, but by her doing it, that's saving money. Because she's telling them you're not coming to work, you're not getting paid for that day. They're saving money. Like,
what money they saving?
The money to pay all those people for that day of work.
Hey, look, if they don't, this is the thing, they're not saving no money. If they vote for if they don't come to an agreement by 12 o'clock tonight, they're striking. If they come to an agreement by 12 o'clock tonight, you know what you just did?
You just gave them an extra day off of school.
Exactly. You gave these motherfuckers a vacation day.
You think the fuck when they got furlough days and shit too?
You think what's the Teachers Lounge Club? Hit you one over there on
the
King
one where
Drive.
they be partying and they be lit and drunk.
Renaissance.
They be so
Renaissance.
lit.
Where you can find your child's third,
Yo.
fourth, and fifth grade teacher
Those
out there
teachers.
losing their mind.
And you know what? I don't know where it is, but there's some little spot all the principals go to, and when I tell you they be fucked up, oh my God.
Hey, I want to
I
know the
get it,
principal
though.
spot. Hey,
I get it though. You dealing with these badass kids every day.
you ain't gotta edit them badass kids.
Badass kids like
You done seen these motherfuckers outside?
you
Right.
catching bullshit from the parents who most of them not doing what they supposed to do. You catching
Mhm.
bullshit from
not.
administration. You catching bullshit from the kids. Hell yeah, you about to turn up when you leave that motherfucker.
Man,
Man.
you know what? I used to think the teachers were these like stoic motherfuckers until I got older, and then the people that I know became teachers. And now I realize these motherfuckers are just assholes.
Teachers have the best weed. Teachers will get the best edibles for you.
Hey, look,
Mind you, I don't know any teachers in
you
my
had a
life,
much
so please
different
don't quote me
experience
on
than we
any of
had
this.
in school.
Right. Right. None of the teachers in our
Miss-
school gave us
Miss
shit like
Green
that.
never had no green.
Right.
Well, she ain't shared with me, damn it.
Right.
No.
She
Knew
talked.
her as Miss Green, but the other teachers probably knew her as Peaches.
all I know is I knew her as what the fuck she teach? General sciences and some shit.
Yeah.
Earth sciences, some shit. She taught one of the sciences. But yeah, I ain't get no weed. Mr. Ism didn't. But you know, Mr. Cross though they said was out there.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, I believe too.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I joined band.
I didn't get a chance to be in band while he was there.
Oh, me neither. I joined and then the next year he was gone. They don't tell you when they leaving. They just be gone the next
Motherfucker
year. You
ain't
be like,
put your
hey,
hands up.
who's this white man? So you gonna teach?
Nobody
I want to learn music from black. I got to learn.
Right.
I band gonna be trash.
We gotta play snow
Bullshit.
Slide in the bumblebee.
I want to hear bullshit. And it was like that too. This motherfucker had me. This motherfucker tried to make me do marching band with a bass clarinet. I don't know if any of y'all know the bass clarinet. The bass clarinet is a concert instrument, not a marching instrument. Like,
it's not really that
hey, look, you can hit it. Motherfucker's loud. It gets up, but it's a.
it doesn't travel well.
It don't.
A
You can't.
woodwind.
You can't really hold it like you want to. You know, you can't.
You can't
Do this with the motherfucker. You can't get snazzy with it. Like, no. The next year, Mr. Trainer came. Please do something with that balloon because it is fucking me up. Every time.
No, leave it there.
It's just that one, not that one. I couldn't even see that one. That one back that on. That motherfucker kept moving. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck?
You know,
We under attack.
They're safe Pepsis.
You trying to told you she a rebel.
Hey.
That's for the
Right,
that's
I'm
for
making
the, that's
fresh cranberry.
you can
now.
hear more about her rebel nature in our podcast version of the show.
God.
But yeah, what the fuck was I saying?
Mr. Trainer.
Yeah, Mr. Trainer came in and first thing that's how I knew it was gonna be a good year. First thing he said was, "What the fuck is you doing with that?" I was like, well, this is what I play. He was like, "That? Nah, you finna be out. Hey, come get the saxophone." Yeah, you go take this motherfucker. You go in that room right there, and you figure it out. Don't bring your ass out till you get it. And I taught myself the saxophone in like 2 weeks. It's pretty much it's basically the same as the bass clarinet. That's why he said saxophone. Well, like he was just doing.
My fucker ain't give you a flute and no
Right,
shit.
he throw outside shit out there. Hey, you get this trumpet out there. Like, wait a minute now. Hold on, they didn't get the same kind of. Yeah, so it was about the same shit. So but that's how I knew it was gonna be better.
I knew it was gonna be better when I joined the band.
Oh.
I never took the band class.
Yeah, he was not in band.
I didn't play
he was just in the
instruments.
band. He
You
rode
just-
buses.
You just heard the music and
Nah, all of my friends were in there, so I just went in the classroom and hung out.
Wait a minute, you couldn't play music?
Nah,
No.
The fuck?
I mean they taught me how to play the bass drum.
Every
which is
now and
basically-
again, he would play the bass drum on like little cadences that we would do.
yeah,
Shit like
but
that.
the rest of the time I was just there to play cards and kick it with these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that wouldn't have flied.
Flied. See,
It wasn't a
See,
flute.
You know
That
what?
was- Whoa.
You know what wouldn't have flown that hover? That type of grammar.
Right.
I'm not even gonna say what school I went to.
Yeah, you know you want to say it. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah, go ahead and put that out there. Where you from the east side somewhere?
Let's just keep this one.
Hey. You know what? You know what she
Was
went?
that
That's
King?
hitting.
That was King. That was that Dunbar education. Just
Man,
just
Joe.
flying
I'm
out.
not even gonna say because y'all gonna be
Hey,
like,
look,
you are
you got a
lying.
Kenwood High Park education.
Whitney Young.
Whitney.
Oh, Kenwood.
Got a
Oh.
Kenwood education.
Kenwood, the school that you gotta get accepted
Kenwood
in and then get a.
You look Kenwood like. Yeah, you look Kenwood like.
I don't know. So, all right, and
But
what decade of Kenwood? Like 90s? I'm just saying. I want to know. I want to know. Have you ever seen one Mr. Kelly?
What years was you at?
Was he up there? I mean, we all know he was because we grew up in Chicago.
Yo, like dead ass. I really hate this man. Like, he used to post up. So I was there between 95 and 99. He used to post up when we were getting out 7th period or on our lunch periods, walking up 53rd when it had the McDonald's and the gas station and all that stuff over there.
It's still there.
He used to holler. No. The McDonald's is on Lake Park now. I'm talking about 53rd Street. To Embark Plaza.
Yeah, okay.
He used to holler. Look. We were telling people back then that he was nasty and he was fucking on girls when we were fucking 15 years old and nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared. Everybody fucking knew. So it kind of blows me when I hear people like, defending him or this, that, and the other. No, I know people he fucked. We were kids and it's not okay. And, I remember and I didn't go, but I remember the parties he used to throw in Olympia Fields where they would have non-disclosure agreements that the girls would have to sign and there'd be a bunch of fucking teenagers. Like, it was a bunch of shit. Even when that horrible video came out, when he was urinating on that child, we knew about this shit. People watched that with their own eyes, and people still justifying the shit went on and on and on and on. So I know he wasn't able to do that alone. He had a team of enablers and protectors and a bunch of motherfuckers who just ride out for him regardless. But as somebody who was at Kenwood in the 90s, I remember him hitting on us. And I would wonder, why, everybody be so excited. Oh, R. Kelly's here. And it's like, why does this nigga want to hang out with us? We kids. It was weird to me. It felt weird, but whatever. Karma will deal with it.
Yep, that nigga going to jail forever.
Karma deal with it.
I think Karma's kind of dealing with it now.
Yeah.
And I think Karma has probably been dealing with it for a few years now. But I don't think that nigga life. I don't think that nigga life is good right now.
Yeah,
and he could just.
He's in trouble.
I don't know. I'm still on my AOG. You could just check out.
Oh, the chair just left like it walked away on its own.
There's a ghost in the room.
Crazy as hell to the people watching. The chair just kind of.
Hey, I'm about to watch this shit right now.
Because it's about to pop up. Watching it on delay.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Fuck what y'all talking about right now. I'm waiting for the shit to move in this video. So y'all can continue talking.
Oh yeah, we didn't have no lights on. Yeah.
There it goes, and it just scoots away. All right, I'm back now. What we talking about? Speaking of Kenwood, LeBron James.
Hey, I don't know what the fuck they got to do with Kenwood, but hey, yo, look.
Segue.
Hey, look. Speaking of hardwood, basketball, LeBron James, Hong Kong. Hey, look. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call that game there, but you just hit it.
Yeah, Trey, that chair just disappeared. That motherfucker just left.
So, if y'all haven't been keeping up with the news, Hong Kong is having a lot of issues with China right now. China basically is trying to tell Hong Kong, y'all not free no more.
Yeah, and Hong Kong is really trying to go solo.
They've been soloed. China is like, nah, that solo shit's over. And I don't know about y'all. But I'm kind of attached to my freedom. Yeah. Personally.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what I would do if somebody was saying, nah, you ain't free no more.
But the Chinese people were never free.
But the Hong Kong people were.
Yeah,
they may have had more rights than the people outside of that particular city, but we're talking about a nation that used to kill the children if you had more than one.
That was that China shit.
That was that China shit.
Hey, we're talking about a nation that people are selling plastic to their people in the form of rice instead of real food. We're talking about a whole bunch of
plastic
unscrupulous activities.
Plastic rice, plastic cabbage.
Even there have been lawsuits and issues because you know, people in China, the prisons in China have been selling the organs of the prisoners. So Hong Kong it has its problems.
Yeah, but
they're trying to get away from that.
Better than everywhere else in China.
Okay, I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
And they're trying to make it as bad as everywhere else in China.
Yeah.
And look,
and China's trying to be like, hey,
I don't want to go back.
Y'all flexing a little bit too much.
I'm not going backwards, G.
It's a little bit too much happiness going on in this bitch.
That makes sense. Like, don't take the few rights we do have. Okay.
Nah. No. So one Mr. Daryl Morey, he tweeted like, hey, yo, look, I rocks with Hong Kong.
Yeah.
China on that bullshit. And China was like, fuck you say?
Yeah.
About my mama?
Yeah. Hey.
And
China, yeah. In case y'all didn't know, China, the government of China, they don't like that shit. These motherfuckers have censored the internet. How the fuck do you censor the internet?
They eradicated Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So I think the problem.
No, that was North Korea because Kim Jong-un said that it looked like him.
Oh, is that Korea?
Yeah.
Nah,
So
I thought China did it too. Because he don't wear pants.
Maybe so.
So the problem is basically said some things that compromise relationships between the NBA and China's relationship to the NBA. And as a result, because they're not open to people outside of China having opinions on their politics, China decided to have some things with the NBA canceled. So the game on stream, they took some sponsorship of the businesses stepped out, and they basically affected NBA players who would be playing over there in that game. Specifically, LeBron had an issue with Daryl Morey for what he said, not necessarily in regards to human rights, but the timing. The article said that let our go do our stuff and get out of there and speak to that versus say some stuff that impacts the relationship with the NBA and while we're over there and their money and all of that. I think that's the big issue.
That was before they went over there. Yeah. He said they reacted, and then the Nets and the Lakers went over that. Yeah.
So after he said, by contract, I still had to go.
But I gotta go.
Yo,
what you gonna do?
No, I'm not talking about people want to make their money, so they still gonna go.
Yeah, they want their money at what risk?
We still got
it's
people
going
here.
Yeah, we're still going.
But at what point do you say my safety is worth more than that check that I will be getting to go over there for this preseason game?
So are the NBA players really at risk? It'd be different if me and you went over there, like, oh, let's get them niggas. But
if they weren't at risk, then what should be? If you were at risk, why go? If you are at risk,
but they're only at financial risk.
No. You're at real life risk if you piss off a communist government. Because
there's your point.
Because this motherfucker.
So why go?
It's not like, oh, we just gonna talk shit to this nigga that lit out on the block. No, you going into their country. This motherfucker who has a 2.5 million member army. These motherfuckers have fucking military parades once a year for no reason, like it's the fucking Bud Billiken with tanks and all this shit going down. That's not a motherfucker you want to piss off. Especially when they have shown they don't give a fuck about rights. They don't give a fuck about people. You don't have there, and ain't no fucking Fifth Amendment over there. Hey, I need to speak to my lawyer. Fuck your lawyer. Like the fucking government of China just fucking sent a human rights lawyer to jail for 13 years for undermining state power.
They sent a human rights lawyer to jail for arguing for human rights.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
I get all that.
But it wasn't Morey who was being sent over.
No, but this is the thing.
But
nobody had to go.
But also,
you didn't have to go.
They was already there.
No, they weren't.
No. Houston was there because Houston was there the week before the Lakers went.
That was the week before.
Yeah.
They were there.
Yeah,
they're the ones that said it. They left. If you are so worried about your safety and this, that, and the third, why take your ass there?
I don't think LeBron was worried about his safety.
But why he say that then?
I think he was concerned about the finances that would be affected.
Definitely.
The finances
Yes.
that would be affected as a result of what Morey said. Yeah, he still wanted to honor his contract and agreement and go over and play and all that, but they weren't anticipating that, you know, sponsorships would be pulled over there, that the stuff wouldn't be streamed, that people would not show up at, you know, games and all. They weren't anticipating the backlash of what this dude who didn't even go over there with them said. I think that was the problem and that was the issue. He wasn't disagreeing with what fam said. He was just pissed like, nigga, you couldn't have waited till we got back to say that shit.
Exactly.
So I can get my money?
Damn,
No, so
hey,
so I can get my
what it
money
was all
and
about.
also
that's what it's all
Hey,
about.
comment told me $315 ain't worth your soul.
hey.
$315 ain't
So I
worth
can
your
get my
soul.
money and also so I can come back alive.
$40 ain't worth your soul either, ladies.
Hey, but it's worth your cell phone bill if you got you might want to be connected.
Right. But I feel LeBron when he said, hey, nigga, you could have waited on all that shit. You put lives in danger. Because we gotta go over here. It's like
So-
when you go to traffic
So
court,
activism had to take a back seat to
survival. Yes.
I
at
don't
times.
no,
think it takes a
at
back
times.
seat.
because the survival is not what's in question because you weren't there. So your survival is not an issue. So crash that off the table because you shouldn't be going nowhere when you thought you was threatened in the first place. So we've already established that they're going over there for a check. And so what you're telling me is that the activism has to take a back seat to these payments that I'm gonna get that I don't even actually fucking need. What do you think they got over there? What they got from going over there last week? How much money do you think he really made over there last week?
I guarantee you he made mad money. But also,
Any life changing money? You get the pool?
But also, you can't say that. You can't say that. Take that survival shit off the table because if I'm on my way there, and you say, hey, and if all right, I liken it to like this: you got to go to traffic court,
Right.
you sitting there waiting, and the motherfucker that goes up before you cuss the goddamn judge out, and now the judge pissed off, and now you got to walk up there and face this motherfucking judge. That motherfucker already in a bad mood. So you fucked up.
It's like he made it a hostile situation.
That it didn't have to be.
Let's just look at that from this aspect. You have to go before the judge. You didn't have to go to China.
Contracts work differently.
What do you mean differently?
If you're contractually obligated to, you got to do that shit.
Especially
No, you don't.
Especially, no, listen.
There's
When you
people that
already
don't-
spent the money.
No,
There's
no,
people
think
that
about
don't
it.
travel all the time with the team, especially for preseason games.
So the whole team
Think
not supposed to not
about
travel
it.
with the
If
team.
This contract
Whole
was
team ain't say it, just
negotiated
LeBron.
by the NBA. If this contract was negotiated by the NBA and it was like, look, we want you to do this. We have this partnership with China, blah, blah, blah. This is the deal. He signs it. He goes, you still have to honor that contract.
They
You
tear
can't
up.
just be like, nah, I changed my mind. I
They
don't want
tear
to
up.
do it.
They tear up contracts
They
all
do, but if
the
this
time.
one wasn't torn up and it was connected to other things that we may not be privy to, he might not have just...
What other things?
Hold on.
The activism can't take the altruistic and actual activism if it has to take a back seat to capitalism.
See, but you
They can't coexist in the same place when they're diametrically opposed, coming from diametrically opposed points. You can't argue that you're the league that cares about human rights and conditions and all that shit, and then do business with a country that gives a fuck about human rights.
True. However, you can't have one individual speaking and compromising a relationship of an entire organization with an entire company and that partnership. That man was out of order. If he wanted to do that, he could have waited.
Also,
he could have.
And also, if we are going to not broadcast games in places where civil human fucking rights
we
are,
wouldn't be broadcasting
no goddamn way.
Hey, look,
it would be the fucking NBA of Greenland.
Hey,
Greenland and Canadian.
NBA ain't gotta say I won't put my games up in China, but NBA don't have to sit here and also act like China ain't on some bullshit.
But you gotta understand,
if you want to play,
that's Morey or Moria, whatever his name is, that he's not a representation.
The NBA has been purporting itself as the league that cares about these things.
He doesn't speak for the entire NBA. And if he didn't,
but no, the NBA spoke. The NBA already said it. That's their slogan.
Hold on.
Cares.
Okay. Now
about money.
Now.
The end of it. That's what we going.
Let's walk through this. Okay, so you saying that the NBA should care about human rights and atrocities that goes on throughout the world, right?
Not saying they should. I'm saying they say they do.
Okay, so apparently, they should broadcast nowhere because shit is fucked up everywhere.
No, you can broadcast what you want to broadcast,
Okay.
but to change your messaging or say that what this to turn a blind eye to say that what they're doing is okay or hunky dory or I ain't gonna deal with it as long as they play our games. They can still play your games and you can still have the nuts to express that you don't agree with what the fuck they saying. You think the NBA would crumble right now if China was out of that motherfucker?
Huh?
Do you think the NBA would crumble if China no longer paid the NBA a dime?
I guarantee you that the fucking revenue of the league would drop 30%.
30%. Crumble was my question.
Crumble? Possibly.
But
30% crumble in the NBA? Shit.
Yes.
My money they make, man? Nah,
Nigga.
man.
But
Salaries
he
just
was
go back
not
down. to
speaking on
reality.
behalf of the NBA. He was
Exactly.
speaking personally. So it wasn't a public statement by the NBA. So
It
you
wasn't.
can't say
And he didn't say he
use
did.
their actual, slogan and stuff because they weren't connected to that. It was just him and his opinion. But him and his opinion, because of his connection to the NBA, is what compromised these other players while they were in China.
Compromise them how?
By pissing off a goddamn communist government.
Pissing them off. It compromised sponsorships. It compromised people being able to see the games. They weren't streamed because of what that dude said. There were companies that pulled out of funding and a whole bunch of other. There was a ripple effect. I'm not saying it's right.
All right.
I'm
So
not.
when Donald Sterling said, "I don't really like niggas coming to my games, violating human rights," NBA said, "We know what? We can't associate with an individual that says those things about human."
That was
beings.
on our home turf. That was in our homeland, and it had nothing to do with politics of another nation. That was an issue here that we dealt with.
So
the laws of America work differently. The government is not gonna kick in the door and fucking Donald Sterling and his fucking army isn't gonna kick in the door and fucking arrest the fucking Clippers.
Do you think that China is gonna come to LA, South LA, and kick in the door of what's his name, Steve Ballmer, and say you ain't bring your niggas to our city, and so you gotta go to jail?
No, but they can't say we're not going to allow any of your players into our country. And we're not going to allow any of our star players to play for your league.
And also,
how valuable a Chinese star is in the NBA?
My nigga. And also, while the Lakers were there, they could have said, "Hey, you know what? All you niggas going to jail."
Again, you keep saying that. They didn't have to go.
I don't think you understand how contracts work.
I don't think you understand. They break them all the time.
The entire teams, entire leagues.
Yes, they break
entire leagues.
They drop sponsorship agreements with people all the time. If your corporation no longer aligns with the values that we hold dear, we will no longer allow you to be able to.
The company does, but the individual who signs and agrees to it compromises themselves when they break contracts. It's different when you are the corporate entity versus the person who is signing on. It's different.
And also, the NBA cannot break a contract with China and just say fuck 30% of their revenue.
Daryl Morey didn't say break the contract. He didn't break the contract. He just said, China on some bullshit. I stand with Hong Kong.
Okay.
Period.
And you piss off the government of China.
Because of who he is and his connection to the NBA.
Because he worked for the NBA.
All right, cool. Let me ask y'all a different question from a different angle then. Okay. So during slavery.
Oh no, Jock, come on.
Would you have real talk?
Completely
it's not separate because these are human rights violations.
I'll listen.
You got to listen. Let me say. So would you have had a problem with a foreign company, an entertainment company, coming to do business with America whilst all the human rights violations are going on, and them just saying, well, they got what they got going on, but we finna come over here and get this check?
I can't conceptualize this because slavery, nobody was getting checks. So
I'm not comparing the NBA to slaves. I'm comparing the human rights violation that happened in America to the human rights violation that's happening right now in Hong Kong.
Which are grossly different and can't be compared. It's incomparable. Like, yes, they're having human rights violations in China. Yes, things are not good. Yes,
have they murdered people in China?
It is not.
Are they murdering people in
Nothing
China?
In the world
not
is
the same. Not the same. But
it's
still fucked up.
Slave trade and the things that our people went through. Nothing can be compared to that.
Okay.
We agree to disagree on that one.
We're gonna have to because
our people wasn't getting no checks.
They murdering motherfuckers in China. You think everybody in China getting checks?
Look,
Do you think the people that they're murdering? Do you think that the people that they told they can only have one kid was out there just balling out of control? That came from a place of
these are
surplus.
separate things. Like the human rights issues in China are very different from the issues that are connected to the NBA and the partnership and all that, which is also extremely different from slavery.
Are they really? Extreme? You say extremely different?
Extremely different.
Fucking different, man.
Extremely different.
Extremely.
I don't know. They built nets in dorms to stop people from murdering themselves in China.
The Apple Store.
Yes. But hold on. That did what at the Apple Store?
Worked.
What?
Do you know what that wage was?
What?
Did you think that wage was anywhere? The wage was laughable. That's why they were. That's why. Hey, look.
You know what? Laughable is a raise from slavery, nigga.
Hey,
it's more than slavery.
Look.
Nothing compares.
Slavery could be worse.
Slave trade and what our people have gone through in this country.
Slavery worse. All right. That don't mean that this ain't also horrible.
It is horrible. We're not saying it's not.
So what are you saying then?
We're saying that it's incomparable to slavery.
From the issue that is going on with the NBA and the partnership with China. A company doing okay. All right. How do y'all feel about how do you feel about apartheid in South Africa? Is that comparable to slavery? Absolutely. Nothing is comparable.
There's nothing comparable to slavery, right? That's not even comparable to slavery.
No.
Now let me ask this question. Is that comparable to what's going on in China now?
No. Apartheid was a system, a caste system, a race system. It was very different because one, all the Chinese people they're all Chinese for one. They're not being killed and murdered because they're different races and all this stuff. They are still all Chinese.
But
they have a horrible government.
They have a communist government and a lot of the same atrocities happen. They kill people because of their not. They don't kill people because of their.
They do kill people for their religion.
Hold on. Their religion, their religious beliefs, and their tribalism. They do that same thing where they
happened in South Africa, but
that happened in Rwanda also. Was that also now? Was that horrible? Was that horrible?
As what's happening in China
okay, so
now.
What happened in Rwanda? Is that the same as what happened in China now?
No, it's very fucking different. It's very fucking different because in China they're not using ethnic phenotypes as an extermination.
What were they using in Rwanda?
Ethnic phenotypes as
between the two black.
In China, there are no different tribes that people are using.
There are.
No,
what are the different tribes?
I don't know the tribes in China. I don't know the tribes in Rwanda neither.
It's the government deciding. Hey,
government is different.
Y'all need to stop this shit. The government basically is deciding. Hey, we make the rules. Y'all follow them. It's not we just doing it to certain people. We're doing it to everybody.
Colonization is not a thing in China with European dictation. It's so different. Like you can't even compare the two. You can't. China has horrible human rights issues. I agree with you on that. But it is not the same as what happened in South Africa, Rwanda, or the United States.
I think you might want to check up.
I think you might want to different.
I'll give you the United States. I'll give you slavery.
Okay, then we'll leave that
I'll give you slavery worse.
Then we'll leave that alone.
Again, the things that happened in Rwanda, people being murdered, land being taken, valuables being taken, and then being restricted.
It's the why
that happened.
Different. It's the why. It's the why that's different. It's still wrong either way on both sides, but the why is very different.
In Rwanda, it was black people doing it to black people. Period. In China, it's Chinese people, it's yellow people doing it to yellow people. I can't tell the motherfuckers apart from whatever, if they from Miyagi tribe or Kashian Dojo.
Just their government doing it to the people.
Hey, look,
versus the people doing it to
it's a dictatorship government. The government doesn't change hands based on well, we got a free vote. They allow like 3,000 people to vote on who the president of China is, or whatever the fuck they call it, the
emperor.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's emperor. Whatever the fuck Jiong is. What the fuck he is. What the fuck you call him?
That was racist fuck, but I'm gonna allow it.
Hey look. if Snoop can read off all that shit in language he can't understand.
Man,
Hey, look,
Snoop
you
is
tell me how to
karaoke.
pronounce the
God.
name Xijhiong, whatever the fuck it is.
She young gang.
Aw.
Exactly.
You
All
right, don't hold me to that, y'all. Don't hold me to that.
I don't know how to say that shit.
Y'all
But y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. But y'all know who
Y'all
the fuck I'm talking about. The motherfucker in charge. Motherfucker in charge before him wasn't much different than him.
Nah.
The person before that wasn't much. So I'm just
Jack,
saying,
we're not
it's
disagreeing with you in
it's
saying
a-
that it's horrible and wrong.
still,
We're
it's
just
still
saying,
classist. It's still at a point, I think, tribalistic, like it was in Rwanda. If you ain't from my set of the tracks, I don't give a fuck what skin color you got, motherfucker. You got to go. And they doing that shit over there too. I'm not saying that, hey, oh look, Chinese people got it worse than anybody else. I'm just saying they got it just as bad as those motherfuckers over there in
And we're not-
Rwanda. And we support it, not divesting businesses out of those places.
Okay.
we
supported that.
We're not disagreeing with you.
So
on
why
that.
would we
We're just saying,
why are
as
we
it
so against
pertains
it now?
to the NBA, we're just saying as it
I
pertains to
mean,
the NBA, Morey did not.
What is
Okay.
your list of acceptable countries for the NBA to work with? Because if China is off the list,
A whole bunch of other places are off the list.
America off the list,
Hey, look, I don't think
Russia off the list.
I don't think America's bad as China. I don't.
What to regard.
In all regards. Nobody
not-
ever told me
it's
how many
not as
kids I
bad
could
as
have.
China.
It is not
Yeah,
as bad as
it's
I
never
live
as
in
bad as
America
China.
today. It's not as bad as China. It's still fucked up for people that look like me, definitely. But I got a good shot over here,
A better shot than in China.
man, Joe. I'm just saying.
And you know what? They actually, I believe,
But-
they stopped that you can't have more than one
It was
child.
like
and,
2000,
and,
like-
and wait,
Yeah,
It was like
they stopped at
2005.
You have
this
two
is the
now.
crazy
It
thing,
was like
though.
2005.
You got two
The
now.
crazy
Like
thing, most people were opting to only keep the male child, so now you have all these grown
Yeah,
males
there's
who
a
have no
surplus of
one to
males.
fucking marry
Nobody.
and aren't producing children.
And they buy
because it's
they
a
buy
bunch.
panties out of vending machines and shit.
I'm not even going to talk about that, but
they do.
But I'm saying, like, you can tell that just by the thought process of how that government works, it's not a place of rationale. So we're not disagreeing
absolutely
with
not.
you in terms of human rights at all. We're just saying in terms of just the NBA issue, the dude could have chilled publicly speaking on that.
Until we ain't
On
had
social media.
until
That's it.
until motherfuckers didn't have to go
Until
over there.
motherfuckers were back and safe.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. All I'm
That's all.
saying is this. So he waited a week. He said it. The
Mhm.
financial is still ruined. The bulk of their money is not coming from that one preseason game between the Nets and the Lakers
Mhm.
on a random Tuesday in October. Their money is coming from the November through June games. And he said him saying that a week later still affects those November through June games where all the money is being made.
Mhm.
So effectively, you saying that they should have just let chaos ensue and human rights violations to be damned. Fuck it. Don't say it till next week because we got to get this check for this preseason game
No,
for
no,
the
That
Lakers
was
and the
what
Nets.
LeBron was saying.
And also I gotta go over there.
But in that
Wait
con-
until I
in
get
that-
back.
in
Wait
that
till I
context,
get back.
in that
so
con-
ain't nothing
in
happened.
but
for
you
me.
don't have to go.
But they do have
If I'm
to
only
go.
postponing it a week, I'm only losing the check from this preseason game.
No,
Again,
no,
how much do you
my
think that
nigga,
compromising
nigga.
the relationship. I think
No,
that's bigger
but-
than the
but-
check.
but-
You're
you-
compromising my
But
life.
y'all already capitulated, so y'all okay with the relationship being compromised just a week later.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with
as
that.
long
We're
as
back,
my
alive.
nigga, my nigga. Wait until I get back. You seen
Before you
ASAP.
talk shit,
You
in
seen
a country
A$AP
that will
Rocky.
fucking kill
That
me.
I gotta yes.
Wait till I get back.
You
Right.
don't have to go over there.
You have to go over there.
What could they have possibly made? $20 million.
Okay, but still,
$15 million.
About
$15
$20 million
But
ain't
still, but
nothing.
still.
Do you know what I could do with $20 million?
That's
right now?
you.
But
This
still.
is a multi-billion-dollar industry, though.
My nigga.
Peanuts to them.
My nigga.
$20 million
But still.
peanuts to nobody. Man.
But still, you can still hold off on that shit
Still win.
until I get back.
Cool.
Until I
Cool.
get back. You know I gotta go over there.
Cool. Again.
You
but
know I gotta go over there.
You don't have to.
Yo, no, you
We
know
would've
that I'm
lost-
going over
We would
there.
have lost
If
peanuts.
the whole team went and he didn't go, it would be a problem.
If the whole
With
team-
who? With
It would
who?
be a problem
What would be
with
the problem?
NBA. It would be a problem with. It would be a problem
With
you
China?
know it.
It'd be a
Like,
the
you
problem would
know
be
it.
the problem would be this. they would not pay you for that game that you all didn't come to. All right, cool. They don't pay you for that shit. Fine. But you're going to do it a week later, so they're going to dissolve the season anyway. That check is gone. So the only thing that you're talking about is the check that we have for this game here. That's the only check y'all talking about.
Nah, nigga, you are saying, hey, everything is cool. Everything is peaceful. Everything is peaceful. Everything is peaceful. Everything is peaceful. You want to go over there and punch that nigga in the face. I'm saying, all right, you can go punch that nigga in the face, but let me go get my coat from over there first. That nigga didn't want to wait for this nigga to go get his coat. Like, I know you finna run over there. Let me just go punch this nigga in the face real quick. Gee, the nigga didn't have to say the shit. He could, and him waiting a week.
But hey, look, that cord is tight. It's pulling. And you don't even need that coat.
Oh, you definitely need that coat.
You don't.
It's cold outside, nigga.
You really ain't pull it all that much.
It's -20 outside in Chicago. You need that coat.
Nigga, you on your way to Subway. Goddamn it, you need the coat.
Hey,
Juicy Kool-Aid.
Y'all making the NBA in Chicago. NBA is in.
Are we reaching,
the
man?
NBA is in a balmy climate. G. Like, let's be real. NBA is in sunny conditions. They ain't got no head office in the middle with motherfuckers. No, motherfucker. They're not finna deal with snow. We finna get 37 feet of snow this winter. You think they ain't finna pick 37 feet of snow. I'm finna pick palm trees and shit. A little bit of rain, maybe. A cold night for me, it's 58. When the sun goes down.
It's still unnecessary beef that could have waited a week. I mean, motherfucker, the protest been going on for a while. This nigga ain't said shit all this other time. You gonna wait until the day before I go over there?
Hey, maybe he didn't say anything because
he knew that he had to go over there.
No,
but now when that nigga was on his way out,
let me say it. Because nobody had to go, first of all. But let me just say,
he was
maybe he just saw. Maybe he
Danny
just.
LaShawn says
maybe
he's never going to agree with y'all. She's so right.
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely.
We might need to
segue
because we just gonna just.
But hold on. Let me also add this. You notice the nigga didn't say that shit before he went there. He said that shit when he was on his way out the door.
Hey, look.
When that nigga was on the runway about to take off from China, like, hey, you know what?
First of all, that's when his internet started back working.
Because they did cut the shit off.
And then as soon as he was able to fire that tweet off, he was like in the airport, like in Beijing, like this shit suck over here. They got on the plane.
Hey, that
first chance he got.
Nah, nigga, that nigga had a whole summer before he went over there.
He didn't know till he got there and saw that shit. Close hand. Hey, look. Sometimes
nigga, that protest been going on for a while.
It's different on TV. When you get there, you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
And then you realize, I need to shut my mouth until I get the fuck up out.
No, I'm telling you, he couldn't. No internet. He had that tweet stored. It was trying to send.
Hey, nah, that shit wasn't in his drafts because if it was in his draft, the government would have saw that shit.
He couldn't even he couldn't even find Twitter. He had downloaded it on the plane before he got there, and then got there, and all of a sudden, hey yo, why the fuck Twitter ain't on my iPhone no more?
Woo, all right.
Anyway, hey yo, look, some more argumentative shit. I don't know if we're gonna be fighting each other or other people. I don't know. Walter Payton Prep, prejudices.
Yeah.
Hey, and I know it's 53 minutes in. We got topics to talk about. I was gonna tell y'all to start. Then we just started going.
Oh shit! Damn. We
in
already.
Hey, look, and we done been over like two different things. Yeah. So, Walter Payton Prep. This is Chicago-centric podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
And this whole one is
this is all Chicago.
Hey, we gave y'all some international shit just a minute ago though.
Yeah.
Right.
So we finna get within a 10-mile radius of this shit.
Back to the crib.
Where we at right now?
Back to the crib up the street up there by Walter Payton Preparatory.
Yeah, right off the prime.
Well, it is, it's just frowned upon to throw bananas at students and call them niggas. It's just frowned upon. We ask that our students refrain from throwing produce at the African American students and just don't call them any slurs.
This sounds like a case of some people who don't know what the fuck it's like to get their ass whooped.
Yeah.
Look,
because I wish a motherfucker would.
Hey, look.
I wish.
Hey, look, they do that shit because it's like 4 black people in the whole school.
Yeah, they feel comfortable when
they
it's
feel too fucking comfortable.
About 10 years ago,
our community.
About 10 years ago, this wasn't an issue.
It wasn't.
When they had certain buildings up in that area.
in that area.
And that school was a little bit more mixed.
Yeah, before the gentrification
It was just
really kicked in.
It was just a school that performed very, very well with a mixed what do you call that?
That's what they call it, a diverse population.
Mm-hmm.
Is the population, student body, whatever? Yeah,
Eclectic.
It was mixed, and the school performed very, very well. Climbed up, and then as the notoriety of the school started to grow,
selective enrollment.
It was selective enrollment then.
Okay.
But what happened was they had to
select a lot more black people.
Right. And the school thrived still. And then, because the school is thriving, they popping now. I got a few dollars, around here.
Is this a charter school?
Yeah.
Explains a lot.
Yeah. And
charter schools.
Hey, look. Fuck bad schools.
I support CPS and I support charter schools. If it's a good school, it's a good school.
Right. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad.
I have
Fuck bad
charter schools, especially certain charter schools that claim to have 100% graduation rate. Continue on.
What you talking about, urban prep?
Yeah,
exactly.
We're gonna leave that alone.
I don't even know if I want to. I don't even know. I don't want to.
Getting rid of students part to make it look like you're.
I don't want to peel that onion.
I
don't want to peel that onion.
Okay, we not going
every year when that come on WGN
you
Channel 9.
I
don't cringe.
You know
why not?
No, because they be like, hey, yo, look, this school again with like all damn near all black class.
Yeah.
Hey, graduated all the black class, and all these brothers is going to college.
You know why?
You know why?
It makes me feel good.
It makes you feel good.
So y'all telling
what
me
they do to those students at the junior year?
Yeah. We're saying.
So they put those kids out.
So y'all saying these numbers is fugazi.
Yeah.
Fugazi as fuck.
Because anyway, you have an incoming class of 200, but a graduating class of 93. But all of those 93 are going to college. You know why? Because that motherfucker that was 94.
Hey,
he didn't get accepted to college, so we got kicked
out. They
kicked
him out before, so that they don't have to report on the kids who aren't doing well.
SAT, to be out. Hey, if you want. So that's fucked up.
So anyway, let's go back to Walter Payton.
Man,
we can spend all day talking about urban prep.
And hold on to that.
No, I know people who taught there and who went there.
Nah, just give me a night, G. Just let me get like one more night of sleep. With that,
you want to feel good about that?
Yeah,
you
want to live with that.
The rose color
read the articles.
in your glasses. Go ahead, brother.
Can I read the articles tomorrow?
Yes.
Can I get woke tomorrow? I just want to dream tonight.
Enjoy your dream.
Thank you. So back to this Walter Payton Prep. Yeah. So as the schools racial mix began to skew a certain way, the racial hostility began to ratchet itself up and up and up to degrees to which it's come to a point where individuals are throwing bananas at people. I've never had a banana thrown at me before. I don't know what my reaction would be.
I know what my reaction would be.
I know it'd be violent.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be though. There's so many violent things I could do to you as you throw a banana at me. So, but I don't know what I would do. But it's gonna be hurtful. Pain. Yeah. But anyway.
So what's the action that the school is taking for these students who have done this? Well,
what the school does is that what they try to do is bring all the parties into a room and say, hey, you were wronged, and if you're offended, then Billy is sorry if you were offended by the peel smack you in the face. But
no, because these motherfuckers aren't sorry for what they do. They're sorry for getting in trouble. They're sorry for getting caught. They're not sorry.
Hold on. I'm sorry. You
thought the facetious. You didn't hear the facetiousness.
You thought there was an apology there.
I got hostile.
If you're offended, it's not really an apology.
It's not.
It's the translation. The translation is if I don't know how can they how if you get into an argument with a guy and he says shit like, you know what? I'm sorry. I guess you're on your period. I'm sorry.
So yes, it's not. I'm sorry. I said it. It's I'm sorry. You're offended.
Have you heard that? You've heard that. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. You must be on your. You must be on your period.
Yes. Yes. It's not. I'm sorry. I said it. It's I'm sorry. You're offended by it.
If you're offended, is the equivalent of that.
Ooh,
Hey,
that's infuriating.
you-
That's
I feel you.
gaslighting.
I feel
as
you.
fuck.
I feel you. I feel you.
The solution to all of these problems are within 3 miles.
I'm not saying I never uttered the "you must be in your period" line. I don't know. I might have. Might not have. But I'm just saying. From experience of myself or others, I know that the reaction that particular statement garners is similar to the reaction that I have when I hear "if you're offended." You know,
because it's not acknowledging that anything was done wrong on the part of the person who was transgressing against someone else.
It's acknowledging that you feel a way about this that you really shouldn't feel.
Yeah.
Why are you
it's
offended?
possible that you can feel
But if you're offended, if you're so thin-skinned,
that
if you're so
upset by
inclined
this.
to, all right, then I'm sorry. But not really. I think you're a pussy. Like, basically.
That's not cool,
I'm sorry that you aren't man enough to take this shit.
But a lot of schools are taking this approach, unfortunately, and it's frustrating because they're not actually dealing with the problems, but basically like, oh well, maybe we can just move past this. Like, no, this is a fucking problem.
I get that. I get that at schools when they're doing it for the rationale of trying to retain funding for having certain tickers, like certain quotas they got to meet, like attendance and things like that. So they get funding for the bare minimum things that they need. But the thing about this particular school is that this school
they don't need the money.
It gets a lot of outside money.
It does.
But they also get a lot of inside money. So
a lot.
The financials of it, they're okay. Yeah. And they're okay if they suspend said student. Even if said student said set of parents promises to give said school X amount of dollars for letting little Johnny just skate on this little malfeasance. You can't. That's why I say like all money ain't good money. You can't just draw a line in the sand in which to say, I'm gonna wait until to admonish you. Hey, look, when you fuck up is where you get fucked up.
Yeah.
The way I was raised. And no matter when you do it, I don't give a fuck if the parents will write the check or not. Yeah, Billy, you're an asshole, and
you need to get fucked up.
And you have sociopathic tendencies right now, and you're in the 9th grade. So we're gonna get you the fuck out of here right now. Yeah. Because I don't know what the fuck you're gonna be about the 12th grade
cut
or
the
the
shit
11th.
off right here.
You know. So nah, you gotta go.
I think the issue is they don't want to handle it a certain way because these children are reflections and mirrors of their fucking parents and who their parents are. And these particular parents, a lot of them are these benefactors and donors that you're talking about.
Yes.
And for the school to really deal with these students how they should after incidents like this also means, oh, damn, we're not going to get that $5,000 from this family if we talk to this child this way. We're not going to get this $7,000 from that family if we punish this child this way, because this child is just acting like what they come from and what they've been coming from.
$315 ain't worth your soul.
You and this $315, god damn it.
$315 ain't worth your soul.
You just gonna quote retrospect on life all day?
All day, man.
All day.
LeBron, $315 ain't worth your
all day.
Only 144,000 gonna get home, nigga.
All day.
Only 144,000 gonna get home.
All day. That's all I'm saying. But hey,
shout out to Common being fucking Jehovah's Witness.
Wait, what?
Yes.
He's a Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah.
And
Jehovah's Witnesses think that only 144,000 people are ever gonna go to heaven.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
Oh yeah.
I've never heard him associate with Jehovah's
But in that song, he said only 144,000 gonna get home. Only
Ooh.
144,000 gonna get home.
Hey.
Only
What year was that
144,000.
song made?
96.
That brother has had about 4 different evolutions. It's like we
that
gotta
nigga
find out
is
if
going
he's still
2
there.
different religions, 2 different cults.
He's still there because Erica did a number on it.
I don't know.
Erica Badu's got
That Jehovah's sleeper cell is strong.
It is very strong, actually. But we are not trying to offend anybody who might.
I don't give a fuck about offending them.
No, fuck what you? How you offended by me calling you devout?
Man, hey,
you is what you is, and you. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, but you devout than the motherfucker.
Hey, have you ever been to a Jehovah's Witness funeral?
Man,
no.
Them shits is boring as fuck.
Horrible.
That shit is boring as fuck, and that was one of the reasons why I was most sad when Prince died, because I knew his funeral was gonna be whack as fuck.
Hey, look,
Non-musical.
real quick,
zero party over. Oops, out of time.
real quick though. Aside from like Prince, Michael Jackson type level funerals, how entertaining do y'all expect y'all funerals to be?
Yo, I have
Nigga.
that shit mapped out. It's gonna be the afterlife after party. We're gonna have an open bar. I'm gonna have
Wait, what the
carnival
fuck?
dancers.
Wait.
Yo,
Wait.
my Facebook
First of all,
friends know.
first of all, say they gonna have carnival dances, and they
Look, my
gonna have an
friends
after
gonna
party.
be in
They
there
gonna have
just like,
they gonna have an open
Hey,
bar.
she gonna pop out her
Your
goddamn
ass,
casket like,
your ass ain't gonna get a sip.
Yo, listen, I will haunt everybody in that motherfucker if they walk up in there not doing what I
Hey,
instructed.
Ghost can't get no Hennessy.
Shit.
Wait, what?
Hey,
Shit.
nigga, have you not seen Cool?
Hello, African
Post
police
something out for the
listeners,
homies that
we
ain't here.
post something out.
Hey, look, I've never really subscribed to that
You
particular
better pour
theory.
a little something out for me
For what?
because I will be there.
First of all, everybody I know that passed on, I expect them to be heaven bound.
Oh, and also,
I'm gonna throw it up.
So
I put a
quote,
little liquor on my grandma's altar all the time.
so to quote Mr. Sean Carter, Jesus heaven bound. So how I'm gonna receive anything, y'all pull to the ground.
Next time, throw it
Next
up.
time, throw it up.
It's called libation.
But he still want the
called
liquor.
libation.
What?
He
For
still
a
want the
reason.
liquor. You just don't pour it on the ground. You throw it up.
Hey, look, no.
So
Throw it up.
no, throw it up.
No, Josh.
Motherfucker.
No.
Hey, look.
That's
hey,
not
look,
what
hey,
that
look, hey,
means.
look,
No.
Fuck you and that bullshit ass ladder to Babylon, y'all. Look, it ain't gonna go. Ain't gonna reach. Ain't gonna reach.
Well, my
That
whole
shit gonna
funeral
fall
is planned
right.
out,
Hey,
and
look.
most of my friends know it's not a game. I'm so serious.
If you throw the liquor in the air and it goes up 2 feet, then falls to the ground, basically you could have just cut out the middleman and poured that shit on the ground in the first place.
You're supposed to pour it to the ground. You give the
Why?
ground the libation because the ancestors receive it through where we're buried. Our bodies are buried into the ground. It's received through the ground. It's given in that
Man,
form.
Joe.
And also, do you know?
I'm just saying.
Man.
And also,
Joe.
do you know how rain is created?
Who?
Rain.
Rain.
Yes.
Condensation. I
Yes.
don't know.
Because
Clouds,
water
water
goes to the ground, and then
and it hitting the water vapor up in the clouds.
Yes.
And then coming down. Yeah. All right.
yes.
Cool. All
And
right.
you know what's in the clouds?
A cumulus.
Heaven. 130,000 people according to fucking comment because only 10 more thousand is gonna make it.
Hey, look.
That's all you, brother.
Hey, look. Hey,
Oh, so
look.
you saying heaven ain't in the clouds? Is that what
Hey.
you're saying?
I'm gonna have a
Hey,
second line in my
Hey,
funeral.
hey.
It's finna be
There's
lit.
a
second line.
There is.
You have a fucking marching band?
Hey, look.
Not
Hey, look.
playing.
That shit
And an
fire.
egungun ceremony, African masquerade dance.
A who?
Absolutely, egungun.
Wait, what?
Like my people are Yoruba.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have
Well,
a
I just want
celebration.
you to slow down because you're saying it fast and it sounds snoopish.
Snoopish?
From the Korean,
When I'm gonna
karaoke.
say it, like I don't want to be snoopish. I want to be respectful. So I need you to like
Explain.
It's called egungun. And
egungun.
Egungun. And it's a
Egungun.
masquerade dancer that venerates the ancestors,
What do you mean venerate? What the fuck does that mean?
celebrates, respects.
Okay, all right,
worships.
cool. Hey, look, my
Okay.
word of the day calendar is
Venerate.
making.
Venerate.
Got around to that yet.
Yoruba people venerate our ancestors. So we respect our ancestors. We constantly are speaking and praying our ancestors' names and keeping their memories alive. We believe they're a part of us, just in a different form. So
Okay.
we have different ceremonies where these masquerade dancers come out and call the ancestors down to party and be with everybody. And so that's called egungun. It's an egungun, a masquerade ceremony. Sometimes you see like the videos posted on Facebook and stuff. You see like these covered dancers and doing all this stuff. And a lot of times, you know, they have different names in different cultures and countries in Africa. But egungun, that's what we call it. And when I die, I want an egungun ceremony that is for me and also the ancestors in my family line that came before me. Usually that's when they pray the names of the different ancestors before your people. You know, they talk about that person. They bring all those energies down. So that's very important. Like we don't see death as a bad thing. We just see it as an elevation. You know, it's not, yes, sometimes you're sad about losing people, but we look at it a little differently.
Death party,
Hey, yo,
nigga.
look.
It's
Hey, yo,
a
look.
death party.
Hey, yo, look. Hey, yo, look.
A death-ass death party.
Pac said, "Mama, don't cry. Your baby boy's doing good. Tell the homies I'm in heaven and they ain't got us." Seen the show Marvin Gaye last. I would love to go see the show Marvin Gaye.
I'm just
Hey,
saying,
Hey,
it's
I
just a different-
would
it's a
love to
different
go see a show with Marvin Gaye.
understanding.
I would not love to go see a Tupac show.
What?
Tupac was a horrible live performer.
What you
Oh
talking
my
about?
God, this went left.
What you talking about?
He was horrible
How?
because he
The
did
hologram was shit.
the hologram was a better live performer than Tupac.
It took
live
a
was.
live performance.
Maybe
Huh?
the one time you saw him, he was having a bad
When did
day.
you see him?
Oh,
Mm.
House of Blues concert. I wasn't there, but I saw the video.
No,
Oh man, if you
Oh, no. You can when a motherfucker go through a verse and a half of the song, like, hey, you know what? Cut this shit off. I don't remember the rest of his words. We're gonna go to the next song.
Hey, yo, look.
Might have been an off day.
Six
Hey, yo,
hours.
look. All I know is this. Everybody there looked like they had a great time. Hey, look, you ain't gotta remember the verses if you passing out 9 pounds of weed to the audience. Look,
Sure
motherfuckers will forgive some shit. Like, you know what? Hey, yo, look, I don't remember the verse either.
Hey, nigga, I remember.
Go to the next one.
Speaking of weed, segue.
Segue.
Hey, look. Bet. Hey. Yep.
What we got about weed?
Okay, to put a button on this Walter Payton Prep. Fuck y'all.
Hey.
Y'all can do more.
Hey. Y'all need those offending crackers who have problems with the black people can go 3 miles, I think 2 miles, no, 1 mile west, probably about 2 miles south. It's a bunch of black people at Whitney Young. Y'all can go say that shit there.
I think
look,
my
if you
concern
want it
is
to be
for the
effective.
mental health of the black students who have to deal with this shit, knowing that these other students are not being dealt with accordingly. My concern is for them and how they will process this experience and move forward.
Hey, look, I would like to say that whatever that principal name is, I don't know, and I probably should have had that up. But if a member of the society could type that motherfucker in, we will say his name. And the pressure needs to be put on, I think it's a her, actually. Divine. Is it a woman or a man? Either way,
Divine, because that sounds like a black person.
the pressure needs to be put on the pressure needs to be put on this individual to.
Welcome to Walter Payton.
Like they on the pole. Hey.
I definitely am mocking someone's name.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Divine. Gee, I was going with the character. Sound like from Red Diamond. Did you just snort?
I did. And I actually love sex workers. I'm for it, but that was a good joke. We was gonna go with it. So
Hey, look, fuck it up. Hey. Nah, but whatever that person's name, I'm not trying to stall till we got the name, but we ain't got the name. But hey, yo, look, motherfuckers gonna be looking at you, and motherfuckers, if you want to affect change in a positive way, you need to put pressure on this individual to actually enact punishment adequate with the crime at that particular school. And moving on.
I feel like that
Okay.
those children who are offended.
Real nice.
Tim Divine.
Tim Divine.
Yeah. I think
Diviny. I'm calling him Diviny.
Diviny. I feel like that he should support those the white kids who are calling the black kids monkeys. He should support them and like he needs to make sure that those kids are devout in their feelings. And feelings that these black kids are monkeys, and to show how devout they are in their feelings that these black kids are monkeys, that he should let those kids go on a special field trip to Calumet Prep College Prep School on 83rd in May, and let them express their beliefs there.
Hey, look, so give
They
them,
only got to do it 3 days.
So give them,
Any 3 days that they choose. That they can go up there and let those white kids call those black kids monkeys.
Give them the room to creatively express themselves.
Yes,
what you're saying,
in
basically.
front of a school full of black kids from the school that I was scared to go to because I didn't want to get chased home every day. So yeah, I mean
that's not gonna happen, and we know it because those kids know who they can pull it with and who they can't. And when they're the majority, they are the bullies.
And when they're the minorities, they're gonna shut the fuck up and get their ass whooped. So therefore, they need to experience that shut the fuck up and get their ass whooped portion.
When they're not the super majority, it's a difference. They don't got to be the majority. They not doing that shit 51-49.
Thank you. They're not.
They're not doing that shit 60-40.
They're not even doing that downtown when they're with their friends.
They doing that shit. You know how to. You
80,
know
20,
the
70-30 maybe if they know that 70, one of those black kids are punks.
70-30, and guess what? It got to be like 3 smaller individuals.
Yeah.
They ain't finna go with 3 built motherfuckers.
No.
Nah, it ain't. Nah. Anyway, speaking of ain't going with the Congressional Black Caucus of Chicago, also known as the Black Alderman Council. What is that called? What are they called? All the black people that's aldermen in Chicago got a name for themselves. I don't know what the specific name is at this moment. It's the Black Caucus. It's just the Black Caucus. They're uncreative motherfuckers. We black and we together. You know what? Yeah,
It's
fuck
the
it.
caucus.
Hey, y'all couldn't get no adjectives
Right.
go with that shit.
The
Hey,
blacks.
hey, fuck it up.
Oh shit! The Black Legislative American Caucus
Hey,
of
but they're,
Chicago.
yeah, but
Blacks.
The colors.
wait, is that even how you? I guess. Hey, look,
Black Legislative American Caucus of Chicago. BLACC. Blacks.
blacks. Hey, yep,
My
works. He's
Oh.
a linguistic one of the five.
God. Yes.
If you ain't know,
yes.
but he's
A
actually the
wordsmith
numbers guy,
indeed.
but the other one's a wordsmith, but he's wordy too.
Wordsmith indeed.
Yeah, he's also wordy. He's just less offensive wordy.
Except when it comes to crack.
So
Definitely.
Mr. Marcus ain't here.
Nah.
Mr.
Hey,
Marcus.
look, we already said that name.
Yeah.
Even though we said it like 9 times.
Yeah, but nobody catches the names when we actually said. But all right, so
Anyway, so they are proposing that we put a 6-month moratorium or pause on the legalization of recreational marijuana in the city of Chicago because there is not an adequate representation of African American ownership in that particular industry. And they think that somehow 6 months, is going to be enough time to get adequate representation in that
Can I
industry.
explain why this is foolish?
Man, Joe,
Please,
I'm going to let you go because, hey, yo.
We already know that only 1% representation in the cannabis industry is black and brown. That's
There's
a
that.
fact. Secondly, when the city goes, I want to say when they go recreational January 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
The new licenses aren't even going to be released until May into June. That's already six months into
right
the
there.
new year.
Yep.
Outside of that, the current medical dispensaries that are here are
Mhm.
already going to automatically be allowed to do recreational. So one,
There's that.
you're pushing back their sales for recreational. You're not even taking into consideration that all these the 75 new licenses that are being awarded aren't even going to be awarded until May, June. And then those awardees aren't even going to have dispensaries operable until fall 2020. So one, it makes no fucking sense. Now, secondly, I understand the whole equity piece. I am for that.
Talk to you.
However, the people who are currently employed in the dispensaries that are in the state now, we have 55 dispensaries in the state right now. Those people are not about to just get fired just so some other people can get hired who are black and brown. Secondly, in order to even be considered to work in any dispensary, you have to complete the dispensary agent training. That in itself is $250. Now, if these politicians are talking about, hey, we want to set up a fund or we want to set up some things so that people who are black and brown, so that we can make this space more equitable so that they can even be hired into this field, can get these and not have to pay this $250 dispensary agent training fee, then okay, then it makes a little bit more sense. But the fact that they're just talking about pushing it back, but they have no active plan or understanding of how the timeline for the dispensaries is working, that's problematic for me.
Hey, look, you said everything that I was thinking, and a whole bunch of shit that I wasn't thinking. You gave me all the ammunition needed to be like, yeah, that's some stupid shit that you motherfuckers are talking about. Don't make no goddamn sense.
And then
Fucking
The
wrong
also,
with
only
y'all.
thing I'm okay with is that they had some of the zoning scaled back a bit. I'm cool with that because, true, some of those places did need to open it up a bit. But outside of that, it doesn't seem like they have anybody in the industry advising them on the steps and the choices they need to be making if they're trying to make this space more equitable.
Only thing I'll add is this. Do you not understand the ramifications that you put your own constituents in?
exactly, because there's
that.
another 6 months of us possibly being arrested for
Exactly.
Having
Thank
weed.
you.
Exactly.
And also, I just want to add, I feel like it would only be fair for me to buy weed when it's legal from the same people that I bought weed when it was illegal.
Oh, I'm
So
not
the
changing.
niggas that was on 59th for Bishop with the big ass sacks, I want them niggas.
No,
at
they're
the
not
dispensary.
going to allow that.
Hey, look. First of all, you don't know where I got my weed from. You don't. I mean, think about that.
I don't, but this is the thing.
As the officer, what are you gonna?
This is the problem. This is the problem. And this is why I'm concerned for a lot of brothers, because I want to see our people win. But what a lot of us don't understand is we're not looking at the legislation and the law that's changing as this is progressing.
Mhm.
And I need our brothers, my little hustlers on the corner who I adore and love. I need them to understand that this is still a Schedule 1 felony federally.
Mhm.
They can still be charged. If you are not in compliance with whatever the state regulation is now, which means you have to have a license to sell, you have to have a whole bunch of stuff, then that's going to put them at a higher risk for prison time, even despite the expungements and all the restorative justice that's going on simultaneously to legalization. They can still be hit with jail time and sentencing and a whole bunch of stuff if they are not properly educated on the law. So for me, it's important.
Okay.
Because there's a difference between the legalization of recreational marijuana and the decriminalization of the possession of marijuana.
Hey, look, it's been decriminalized, and
not here.
Here, yes,
it's not
But
decriminalized.
it's still Schedule 1.
no, it's
still
decriminalized.
federally
It's
illegal.
decriminalized here. If I get pulled over from a Chicago city officer with an amount of marijuana under 32 grams, I think it is, it's a ticket.
You know what that ticket means?
What? It's $120.
That is not fucking legal.
I get that. It's not criminal. Is what the point is it's not criminal. I'm not going to jail. I'll pay a ticket.
They're counting it as a misdemeanor right now, but they don't have to.
But they do.
They do.
And that's what it is in Chicago. That's how we adjudicate it here. And I'm only speaking about here. So we have that in place already. But the thing is that I kind of lost my point. No, I got it. Hey, move quick. The point is that with it being not decriminalized, I can still possess it. But I don't want the ticket. With it being recreational, meaning I can possess it now, I don't even get a ticket in my city. I don't think they're going to change the enforcement laws of it.
Depending on how much you have.
Again,
they will consider it still recreational. If you have more, they can charge you with what is that when they're assuming that you're going to sell?
What's the amount? What's the amount?
What's the amount right now?
It is a lot of weed that I'm not carrying around at any given time.
More than enough.
I'm just saying.
It is more than it. I don't.
It is.
I get weed in ounces because I'm old. I'm at that age where I shouldn't be out here
going to buy weed every 3 days.
Man, right? I
Don't
shouldn't
do nickels around.
I shouldn't be doing. I should. Hey, yo, can I get a dub? We get a 3-5. What you got? I'm not in that. I'm not at that point in my life where I'm calling them up. Hey, yo, look. Hey, yo, can you? No. So I get mine a certain way. Period. So when I'm out and I have it on me, it's a ticket.
Have it in your trunk like you would a gun. Treat it like a gun.
I don't need that much.
If anyone is going to be traveling with that much, you need to treat it like you would a gun.
Hey, look, all I'm gonna say is this: at this point, don't travel with it like that. And if it's recreational, I'm no longer at the same risk as I was prior to get a ticket. And it eases up the financial burdens on people, especially people that look like you, Black Alderman Caucus of Chicago. This is the issue that I have with that. Now you're putting an extra 6-month clock on people being able to get pulled over and further jammed up by having what they gonna have on them anyway that should have been legal, should have been available for people to just go ahead and be grown with. You're putting us in further peril with that for another 6 months unnecessarily because of literally everything you just said.
Question. Jan 1st, 2020, it still goes recreational. They're just talking about pushing sales back. So I guess
they're talking about the recreational use of it being pushed back.
So they're talking about everything connected to recreation.
Right.
Makes no fucking sense because that's not going to happen until 6 months later outside of the places that are currently medical dispensaries.
Yeah. They're trying to use the recreational carrot as the proverbial card to hold everything back.
When they don't have a plan to make anything more equitable. And this is my issue with a lot of our Black politicians because they get so wrapped up in emotionalism that they don't look up the facts and they don't actually come up with certain plans to execute and make what they're saying they want to do happen.
This ain't emotional.
I'm saying they're using
this ain't for the betterment of the people.
No,
this
they
is
emotionalism
because
to get people riled up. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, they do. But
That's
the reason they're using it is because they have not gotten their hands in it yet. And so they want it to be held up until they are able to get their hands in the pot.
I agree.
And until they get their palms greased, they don't want none of this shit to go down.
I wonder how many of those aldermen were zoned out of the plan.
And that might have been the issue.
I wonder if that may have been the issue because they're like, hey, our areas aren't going to make
no money.
A certain amount of revenue off this.
So
we need to push this back, which I kind of am not mad at because I want to see economy stimulated by this on the south and west sides, which a lot of our aldermen are. But now if it's about that, okay, which is why they were trying to push back the zoning. But I don't think it's about that when it comes to them.
Well, let me just say this. It won't be that. These taxes won't be garnered as like regular property taxes.
Right.
They'll be under the Business Tax Act.
So it's just accumulated
where they're accumulated, where the profits are accumulated, is less important than it would be if property taxes are evaluated at certain amounts. Them being on the South Side but not owned by people who live on the South Side are vastly different things. One. Two, if you want them on the South Side, you're not going to garner any added tax revenue to the South Side for it. The money is going to be split up as a citywide thing. It's not going to go into this is your district pool like schools are.
I got to stop you there.
Because
there is a small percentage of licenses being awarded for social equity applicants. These are applicants who are going to commit to hiring diverse people, Black and brown people, and also reinvesting in the communities that they are in. So there's a lot to this that I don't necessarily know that these aldermen are completely informed. The new legislation is approximately 614 pages long. I know they haven't read that shit. I also know that the laws are, because this is so new and because this industry is new and this has never been done in this city, stuff is still being figured out and written as we speak.
Definitely.
But my problem is that they are making these big public moves without being completely informed on everything.
Let me ask you a question real quick. How many people do you think are going to work at a weed dispensary?
I believe a lot.
Think so?
I believe a lot.
Man, so I think you could probably get a weed dispensary up with like 8 people.
No. You're talking about what it takes to create a dispensary or the people who will be employed. That's very fucking different.
No, employed by the dispensary.
I figure like maybe 8 employees per dispensary, depending on the size of the dispensary.
Right. Right. 8. So there's 8 jobs in the community spread out over probably at the max.
But we're talking about salaries. We're not talking about minimum wage.
At the max, 3 dispensaries. No. We're going to be talking about minimum wage. These aren't going to be. Really? How much do you think people that work the counter at a weed shop make?
Absolutely not.
How much? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant. No. I get that there's revenue being generated from the spot. What I'm saying is this: those 8 jobs that it's going to create. What do you think the hourly rate for those 8 jobs are going to be?
Minimum $40,000.
$40,000 for being a clerk?
It's not a clerk, it's a bud tender. You have to have a certain amount of experience, training, understanding, because you are.
You think them up? No. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody that work at Walmart for minimum wage.
No. Hold on.
Hey, look, a lot of them bitches is well versed in weed.
No.
There's
the difference between putting fucking Chips Ahoy on a goddamn shelf and fucking cultivating weed.
They don't care about Chips Ahoy. They care about weed. Now, I'll let you finish. But I'm just saying, they don't care about Chips Ahoy. They care about weed. So these motherfuckers know the weed when they get in there. That's all I'm saying.
Right? The strains here are going to be different from some of the strains you find in places like California. One thing right now, we do have medical marijuana, which is still going to be in effect when recreational goes in. But this is the thing. They're not just going to have any old body doing this, because there's a certain amount of training that goes into knowing the strains, knowing people's needs. People are going to have to, when you have a bud tender, that means you need to know the health profiles of people coming to you. You need to understand, okay, this is an HIV patient. He can't hold down his medication. I need to know what strain to give him so that he can eat. You need to know what's going to alleviate pain for people coming out of chemotherapy. You're going to need to know the terpenes and the different things that bring certain factors into the flower. It's important. All of this is training. You get this training in your dispensary agent training. These profiles are important. You have to know inside and out how to guide and speak to the person who you are, your client, your customer, basically. A lot of these customers come back. You need to know, who can handle sativas, who can handle indicas. You need to know who your PTSD patients are. All of this is stored in the POS system. Of this. So it's not just, a $15 and here go your weed, there you go, ring them up. No, it is so much more than that. And people don't really understand what is really going to go into these positions.
Hey, that fucking Blackstone on 59th from Bishop ain't know none of that shit. That
Exactly.
I
know. Because we don't know what we're buying. People don't know what they're buying right now.
What I'll say is this.
Go ahead.
I think that there is a guide that exists with all the information.
Leafly. It's an app.
Yeah. Man, Joe. Right. I mean,
hold on. I just want to read the comment. Candace wants to know, wouldn't it be like working at a pharmacy? Like there's only like 3 people working at Walgreens pharmacy. So would the fucking weed
think
shops...
about the demand. It's gonna be a little different because we're recreational in addition to medical.
Hey, look, can I just say what I want to say?
Please,
real quick. I think that these individuals are capable and intelligent enough. I think they give a shit less about where the Q-tips are shelved. But I think if given something that they may be interested in, like marijuana, because I see these individuals all the time. I know they smoke weed. I can tell. Your lips are turning black.
But that's between smoking weed and non-weed.
But smoking, but being enthusiastic about weed and being able to go to an 8-hour class on a random Saturday that you'll be paid for at probably maybe on the high side, $15 an hour. You know what I'm saying? They get $15 an hour. It's better than what they was getting at the Walmart. I'm not exactly sure about those numbers, but hey, look, we drink and smoke, and then we do this shit. So I don't know. So I don't. So I'm just giving you a good $15 an hour at the dispensary for the counter individual to go to a class on Sunday or Saturday and find out about what weed strains I should give HIV patients or cancer patients.
That's
or people.
Look.
Hey,
there's a dispensary right now on the south side of Chicago called Mission. They're not making no 15 an hour.
Okay, I don't know what they're gonna make, and I put that. I said high number. I said that. Okay. What I'm saying is this: that the people that work at the Walmart will be more motivated to. They'll be more enthusiastic about learning about something that they are interested in, something that they actually partake in on a regular basis. So they're going to know the strains. They're going to know what I should give XYZ patient based on pain, sleep deprivation, nausea, all those things. Because you could put those in a book and have it cross-referenced in terms of a glossary, and it said nausea, go here, here, here. Cramp, pain, go here, here, here. Fatigue, go here, here, here.
Okay.
And they'll be able to look that up in a book with 4 flips and tell you what you should probably smoke to alleviate whatever it is symptom that you have. I have seen women that have not been the most academically gifted be able to make you very complex drinks as bartenders.
Okay.
It's
can I
the
give
most...
a different example?
Okay.
Can I give you an example? You think they're going to put anybody in a currency exchange? And you think they only going to pay them a low amount?
I don't know what currency exchange people make, but I've been to a currency exchange.
But this is
I've never got good customer service, or
True.
I've never thought that they've been.
The reason I bring that up is cannabis is like money. which means you have to trust the people. You have to really instill in them certain things. You have to train them properly and a whole bunch of stuff. It's not going to be like just, putting them in a Walmart or something like that. There is going to be a very stringent process on who will even be allowed in the space to work there. They're not going to give these people pennies. That I know.
Okay, so what are they going to pay the clerks to work at the dispensary?
I don't know, but I can say I
What do
do
you
not
think?
believe it will be minimum wage.
Hey, look.
It will be a salary position.
I said about 15. I don't know exactly what a 15 equate to, but I think it's around like $38,000
If I have
a year.
a multi-million-dollar business, I'm not paying people no pennies in there and thinking they're gonna care about my product or my business.
Hey, look, I'm gonna assume a certain amount of theft from
no, because
from
certain
Keisha.
things are replaced. No, that's not going to happen. I'll tell you, if they try, no, because in dispensaries, part of what goes on in dispensaries is everything has to be recorded 24 hours and it has to be continuous. That's part of the security plan that you have to have in place before you're even awarded a license.
Hey.
I hear you.
They going out the back door of dispensaries right now.
I hear you.
Are they not?
I hear you, but the things that have to be in place just to be even awarded a dispensary, and that you have to constantly prove.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying. But
dispensaries got a lot of weed going out.
If there are people that are going out the back door of dispensaries,
because everything has to be accounted for.
Hold on, y'all said both y'all said stuff. Hold on. Both y'all said stuff at the same time. I didn't hear you. So you say it, then you say it.
Go ahead.
No, because my shit isn't important at all.
I'm just saying everything. There's a certain process and protocol. Everything has to be met. Everything has to be what comes in. You have to know through the POS system, the point of sale system, all the way to the things that are destroyed in the back. Like, it's a very, very detailed process. Yes, I'm not saying people can't steal, but that I honestly believe, and I'm about this shit. Like, I believe in it. I support it. I read up on it. I study it. Like, we definitely need our people in this industry, but ain't nobody about to bring in and hire folks who are not really trying to be about it. Not oh, I don't care, this is my little job, whatever. No, you only having people in your dispensary who are really gonna work.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I know I worked at a bank.
Yeah.
Right?
Hold on. Before you get to that, I'm gonna read a comment. Danny says that payday loan places, check cashing places, banks, like entry level, the motherfuckers at the windows and shit. The armored truck people, none of them can get paid well. They're all like $13, $14 an hour.
And they deal with the cash. That's what I was gonna say. I worked at a bank. I didn't know a motherfucker in the bank that didn't, get a little something from working at the bank as a perk. And as long as motherfuckers got
a blade because it passed the statute of limitations.
Look, I ain't saying I did it, and I ain't saying who did it. I'm just saying that all the motherfuckers in there was taking little perks. Well, I ain't gonna say all.
That's what's up.
I ain't gonna say all.
I'm blade because it passed the statute of limitations and I'm making too much money to be going to jail.
Not even statute of limitations shit. I take that back. Not everybody in there was like taking shit, whatever, calling it perks and whatnot. But there were people that worked at the bank that definitely, two for you, one for me. Every now and
again, two for you. Two for you, 1, 2 for me.
I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen until this stuff is actually real.
As long as you keep your in your pocket and in my pocket,
keep
as long as you keep it respectable, motherfuckers don't really care. This is what you got. All right, you did that. And cool. It is what it is.
Guidelines and things around this whole dispensary stuff. It's gonna be different than everything else.
You think it's gonna be different than more stringent than banks that deal with the actual money?
I do, because the feds don't even know how they're going to even deal with the taxes on this, because it's still considered illegal. So they're still trying to figure this shit out.
That's different. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that's just working there and hey, yo, look. Is what it is.
People. It's always gonna be people who don't give a fuck about their jobs. Like, that's just
there's gonna be
board.
a certain.
Shout out
you
to me.
As a business owner, you assume a certain level of attrition.
Yeah.
Truth.
And as long as
you're gonna have to fire a few folks because this is new and people are like, oh shit, let me go target that.
But a couple motherfuckers will get fired that don't know how to operate accordingly. But there's gonna be some individuals there that actually proliferate currently a lot of marijuana dispensary
Let's see
throughout
how
the
it
city
goes once these things are in action. Because right now,
without
this
it being
stuff is
recreation.
still. I would like to look at the actual rates. I don't know how we could get this, but if we could look at the actual rates of the current medical dispensaries that have these issues, I would really like to investigate that, because then we would have a better measure of how often this stuff really goes on.
Hey, look, they're not gonna tell you how much.
I know,
You need to
I
know somebody that worked there.
I'm just saying, just to support our argument, and have something. But I get it. Like, at the end of the day, it hasn't happened yet. All this shit is new, and we won't know until we know.
Yeah, we won't. This is just my theory. I got thoughts. I also got thoughts on other things. I got thoughts on Texas. I got thoughts on Texas.
Hey, hold on. Before you get into the bullshit about Texas, can I get into the good thing about Texas? I found my goddamn Democratic presidential nominee in Texas.
Look, he likes
Julian Castro. Shout out to my nigga. God damn it.
I don't take none of these motherfuckers serious until it's down to 4.
Goddamn, he's not gonna make it to 4. Let me have my goddamn glory now because my candidate right now is under 70 years old, which is one of my requirements. He's not gonna die next week.
None of them are gonna die next week. They might have a heart attack, but they're not gonna die next week.
Powwows. I will tune in once we are down to 3 or 4 that we can actually choose from. Because right now it's like a fucking party and everybody's yelling and saying what they think people want to hear.
Oh, each one of them are trying to get their catchphrase.
Yeah. That's it. And it's like
popping.
None of this shit matters right now. What these motherfuckers are talking about.
Everybody on the stage is trying to make a fucking t-shirt. I swear.
Over it.
Hey, but Julian Castro got the best t-shirt because he is the only one who mentioned the person that we're about to talk about right now. So yes, shout out to Julian Castro.
Hey, Julian Castro.
He is my presidential nominee for the next 4 weeks because he's not gonna make enough money to make it to the next debate. So I gotta represent now.
He's gonna make the next debate.
No, motherfucker, he wasn't in the last one.
Hey, look, he's gonna be at the next one though, and I tell you why. The reason why he's gonna be in the next one is because of the reason why you are a convert.
No. He's not going to be in the next one because you have to have a certain amount of
individual donors.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not going to hit that number.
He gonna get it.
He's nowhere near that number.
Tell him why you happy, son.
Because he is the only one who knows Atatiana's fucking name. He's the only one that fucking mentioned him. They were talking about the fucking illegalization of fucking assault rifles. Yep. And he said that he's on the fence about it because he said some real shit.
He's on the fence.
No, he said some real shit. He said that if you are making it voluntary, then it's not a fucking illegalization. If you're not going to get these motherfuckers, then it's not making these guns illegal. And then he also said that he don't want to give another reason for police to come and knocking in certain neighborhoods because he don't want more police in these goddamn neighborhoods because the young woman was sitting in her motherfucking crib playing her goddamn video games with a fucking nephew and got shot by a dumbass fucking police officer. So he don't want more reasons for police to be just randomly going around in these goddamn neighborhoods.
So what is he doing to actually make that not happen?
He is against fucking police officers going and confiscating all of these guns from fucking people.
Hey, I put it like this. What he did was this.
What did
he said in politicianese, fuck the police.
He did.
That's what he did.
And he also said he also goddamn said police crimes committed by police officers are still fucking crimes, which is some shit that none of these motherfuckers have fucking said.
He said some shit nobody says. He definitely did.
But
yes, Danny, I did start yelling.
That is just riding the wave of emotionalism that a lot of people, our people, are wrapped up in because we're hurting and we're angry and we're frustrated. But what are his action items?
Hey, time out before you say anything. I just want to. This is why I'm so heartbroken that that nigga. Yeah, him, our
The chair has returned.
Our here isn't here right now. Cause I think you all's conversation was so interesting because y'all agree on certain shit that I think y'all agree on, and other shit that I think y'all agree on, y'all don't. And it's just funny to watch those conversations. I think it would be fun for me to watch those conversations happen. But it literally just said what he said when we were discussing this earlier, when he came to this realization, because he watched the debate today.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a fucking debate.
So he started talking about it today after the fact.
And matter of fact, I didn't watch anything past the debate because after that nigga said that shit, I turned this shit off. All right,
and that's a strategy, though. That's a strategy.
But he said that, and you said exactly what he and people who listening point to my left. It's the chair that normally be here with other shit to say, with heavy breathing.
I can't see his name.
See, hey, we got the words from a different light-skinned person this time.
Man, Joe, it's you light-skinned motherfucker.
Right.
Really. Hey, look,
Mercenary.
I can't confirm with that particular moniker that she gave.
Yeah.
That ain't for me to decide or not. But that is exactly what the fuck that individual said in chat when we was sitting here talking about his sentiments and realizations.
Yes, my realization that I actually have a fucking presidential candidate now. My fucking.
Be clear, you had one before.
Yeah, I had one before. Kamala Harris. It was Kamala Harris.
And the chair has disappeared again.
Kamala Harris was my goddamn candidate until she decided that she wanted to freestyle through the Constitution, and so I decided that I couldn't fuck with her no more. And then I really want to fuck with Bernie, but Bernie is 9,000 years old, and he fucking had heart surgery again.
He got a refurbished ticker, and it's gonna be incredible for the next 3 years at least.
Hey, let's be honest.
That nigga's the Terminator now.
Hey, let's be honest. Bernie is 77 years old. Now, if you open up the newspaper and said and read that a 77-year-old white man died, you'd be like, why the fuck is this in the newspaper? This shit happens every day, B.
How old is Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Old as fuck.
And he's the Terminator again. Currently.
Yep.
Right now.
Yep.
He's terminating more shit.
Yep. And if you
I've never seen a robot age before, but this motherfucker's been doing this shit since 1983.
And if you read, hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger dies at 73 years old, you be like, hey, that nigga had a good run. Hey, you would not be surprised.
But Terminator
you would not be surprised at all.
But Terminator 17 came out, and hey, I'm gonna watch that shit.
I need my president to be able to I need to feel comfortable that if I read that my president died, it would be a shock.
I only care if we don't have a good vice president. As long as my president, he can be old as dirt. If his mind is good and his policies are good, I'll take it. However, I need to know the backup person is just as strong, even better.
Bernie is definitely picking a strong vice president.
If he
he's
picks
100% picking Elizabeth Warren.
Fuck nigga. Elizabeth Warren 70.
Listen.
They all own this shit.
Hey, nigga.
I haven't decided. I'm not going to be able to decide, like I said, until they get low. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if Bernie turned around and was like, yes, Stacey Abrams rolling with me, I'm down. He can die tomorrow with good. I'm just saying. I'm saying.
Stacey, I put Stacey in the same category as I put Beto or Yorjik. Hey, look, and also to a lesser degree, Willie Wilson. Because I fuck with Willie Wilson so hard.
I fuck with Willie hard as fuck. He ran away from a camp that he was forced to work in as a child.
I'm tired of these niggas.
If you get niggas
get to the next level, failing. When I played Mario Brothers, when I got a boing, I had to repeat the level.
Let me tell y'all.
Look, she got to run for governor again.
Look,
that's why I can't fuck with Beto because
he lost governor. You can't lose governor and win president.
That's the point. But when
I
was at the mayoral debates at UIC, yo, Willie Wilson was the only person who stood up there and was like, yo, black people are disenfranchised, and my first priority is black people in this city. He literally said shit like that, and I can get with it. Like, I fucks with him and his track record. Like, you know, we talked about Willie earlier, but in regards to these candidates right now, I'm not taking too many people seriously right now because it's a strategy to find out the soft spots of people, to appeal to them, to get them riled up. But if your actions and your policies aren't supportive of what the fuck you're saying, I don't give a fuck. Your homeboy can talk all he wants. Yes, it is wrong. We shouldn't have to worry about being shot in our living rooms, minding our fucking business. But if you aren't doing shit to change how the police operate, what is allowed, what isn't, and all that, I don't want to fucking hear it, because anybody can get up there and say this shit that sounds good, that makes black people feel heard and supported.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, before you say anything, I just noticed all kinds of shit, and it wasn't about nothing she said. You're not finna fuck with a black woman wearing a yellow beret and braids. It's over for any conversation you got.
I have a bunch of different berets.
You have multiple berets?
I love berets.
Do you have a raspberry beret?
I fucking do. It's corduroy.
You got a corduroy. First of all,
it's not the kind that you find at the secondhand store, is it?
First of all, any corduroy that's not on a movable part of your body is a waste of time. If your shit gonna go.
I love berets. You can't tell me shit when I wore a beret because I'm like, you can't tell me shit tonight. Beret on.
Let's be real. You wore a beret because you got new growth.
This shit fresh, Jock. Don't play with me.
Hey, look. Oh, shit. Hey, look.
Damn.
I was confident.
Yeah, hey,
look. I feel like I was set up.
Damn.
I feel like this shit was a setup.
She went right.
Hey, look. Hey, look. I feel like she baited me into mentioning the parade, and then was able to snatch the shit off and have all. Hey, look. All her braids is fresh. All her cars is crisp.
Then a motherfucker.
She got this shit done like 3 days ago.
Like 3 days, like 7 hours ago.
Hey, look. She's
still taking aspirin.
No. When she got that shit done, she had a headache.
My girl is good. Shout out to Erica Monet on 116th and Hosted.
Oh,
hey,
shit.
look, do like some Halston braids.
Hey, no, nigga, 116th. That's past the
Let's get back to the goddamn conversation.
No. That's not past the that's not past the train tracks. It's still in there. It's still in suburban Roseland.
Yep, suburban Roseland. Hey, look, it is.
Grew up in the hundreds. Fuck y'all.
It is though.
Oh, what part of the hundreds?
113th and Aberdeen. Don't play with me.
Yeah, you.
No, it wasn't no Beverly. Nah. He's right off Ada Park.
No. You west of Halsted.
No, that's
there's a difference between west of Halsted and
Roseland. Aberdeen ain't far from the tracks though. Huh? They ain't far from the tracks.
No, but it's close to the expressway. If you close to the expressway, then you kind of good. Now, hey, if you down that goddamn hill in Roseland,
what, that hill by Michigan?
Yeah, that's a different life.
That's
a different life you live in.
Hey, they got a mansion on that hill right now at the bottom of it, and that motherfucker is for sale all the time.
I guarantee you that mansion is surrounded by armed guards 24/7.
Hey, no,
they still got that donut over there.
Is that
Catholic charities?
Hey, them donuts. Hey, them donuts are fire as fuck. No, hey,
them donuts are adequate, but they big as shit.
Man, hey, there's a spot in Roseland that sells gyro cheeseburgers, oil, and fucking printed T-shirts.
I'm not buying. I'm not buying none of that from there. I'm not buying none of that from there.
Nigga, you ain't.
No. I don't want to get a gas. I want to get gas or oil.
No, I'm not saying about the gyro cheeseburger from there. But I did get my T-shirts from there
when I leave.
I did get my goddamn T-shirts from there because they printed T-shirts $15. And they get you shit.
Yeah, but they smell.
Shout out to the motherfuckers on 111 Michigan.
This conversation.
And speaking of 111 Michigan,
they smell
yes,
like
I have who I wanted to vote for in the Democratic election.
They smell like Pennzoil, G. Your T-shirt smell like Pennzoil.
2 weeks while they running.
Anyway, we was talking about something.
We were.
It wasn't Walter Payton.
No, we were talking about the Democratic election because we were about to say some shit.
Atatiana Jefferson.
We definitely were, but to put a button on the on what name we get him? Because we trying to spice up the name. The Black Aldermanic.
The blacks, black legislative aldermanic.
Black crew.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, look, hey, bros. I don't know how to say it properly. How do you address a group of black people without a derogatory?
I say, hey y'all.
My niggas.
All right, but hey, look, I say, hey y'all, they not gonna catch it. They gonna think it's for them.
My people. Like,
hey yo, my niggas.
everybody ain't gonna receive.
Hey, look, y'all gotta receive it because this is how I'm gonna give it to you.
Take it how you get it.
As me. Hey, look, I'm trying to pull your coat. I'm trying to pull your coat on some real shit. Man, Joe, look, y'all need to chill on this bullshit with this 6-month moratorium on legalization.
Yep.
Because motherfuckers like myself and others that I know want to still smoke and be free to do so January 1st. We've been actually looking forward to this date for a very long time.
It's some motherfuckers where they got their blunt right now rolled up on January 1st.
Hey, look, I'm not rolling my January 1st blunt till like Thanksgiving.
I think people need to understand it's not just about, smoking either. We're talking about, ointments, not just CBD, but with cannabis, things that people can use for healing. I'm talking about your grandmother with her arthritis being able to use cannabis infused liniments in her knees so she can walk without pain. We're talking about people being able to use patches for chronic back pain and a whole bunch of other things because the THC in those enters the bloodstream. All types of cannabis are not consumed the same way. This is about healing. This is about people dealing with PTSD, and you don't have to have fought a war to deal with PTSD. We got all of us walking down the street with traumas from just living in Chicago. Like,
God damn it, I guarantee you 70% of the children.
Down.
Hey, they trying to say right now the officer that shot Rakia Boyd a few years ago is suffering from PTSD.
I don't want to fucking hear that shit.
At all.
I don't want to fucking hear that shit. Her brother's suffering from PTSD. Her community suffering from PTSD.
Everybody that this motherfucker shot.
All of us.
Everybody that this motherfucker shot at OK Corral style is suffering from PTSD.
Fucking PTSD. How many of us have seen murders on our block?
Over his shoulder in a car, which means he didn't even understand when Biggie said left hand grip. Anyway, look. I don't expect him to understand how to shoot from a car. Fuck, whatever.
I do because he's an officer.
Yeah. Hey, look, I don't expect my officers to shoot from cars. I don't expect my officers trying to.
Facts, G.
So no drive-bys for police officers?
You're not supposed to drive by if you a cop.
Hey, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But,
yeah.
I am just saying that I don't expect these individuals to look at the situations in the same lens that I look at them, but I would implore them to just take a second and get their head out their own ass for a minute to know that everything ain't got to be about them.
That part.
Period. Black Aldermanic Caucus of Chicago.
I think they should all look up the definition of the word empathy.
The back hole.
The back hole?
Black Aldermanic Caucus of Chicago. Black Cock. The Black Cock.
The Black Cock.
No, I don't want to hear shit for the Black Cock.
First of all, what is the most powerful thing on the earth right now? It's the Black Cock. Is it? Hey, look, I had to get it off. Hey, look, it is what it is.
And our next song is "I Got the Magic Stick."
Hey! If y'all, all right. So we got two more things to talk about before we end tonight, and so I guess one of them will be this, and then the other will be that. Maybe three. Let's see how fast we go through these. I want to go through them quick because they're both not very fast. They're not very long. Power.
I've never seen an episode of that.
You should watch it at a point.
And then you should stop at a certain point.
It is some of the Power gives us some of the greatest black superheroes of all time.
And the greatest black superhero of all time on Power is the white guy.
Hey, look.
Yo,
I've never known a motherfucker.
Really white. He looks like he's something.
No, he's white.
He's white. He's white from Chicago.
I mean, his skin is white, but
He's
look
white.
like it's some other stuff in there.
He's white.
But he's also.
Have you ever seen
Chicago.
him not on Power?
No.
His hair part is different. His hair part, the way he parts his hair is white. When he's him. When he's Joseph, I think his name is Joseph something.
Yeah.
He ain't Tommy in real life.
I'm not that
Joseph,
Tommy.
whatever.
Hey, just like Tommy,
Parts his hair differently.
he's
I
Tommy.
know when a motherfucker passing.
Hey, look.
Hey, fuck Ghost.
He's
still
he's just a really. They're all just really good actors with really, really, really horrible scripts.
But they're not really good actors. Lala's a horrible actor.
Hey, look, not all of them.
No.
Lala's a horrible actor.
Not all of them.
Nigga, fucking Ghost
Omari Hardwick
is a
really
horrible
good
actor.
No, he's a really good actor.
No, he's not.
He's a really good actor.
He's a horrible actor with a fucking horrible spray on beard.
Oh wow!
It ain't his fault.
Wow!
There's that.
I refuse to believe that he's telling them to put that shit on his face every week.
I refuse to believe that he's not going on set demanding that his spray on beard is fully. He got that fucking that full fucking that black number one.
All the Beijing, all the pillowcase for
that
one.
black number one.
That one bead
that you buy from the art store.
The jet black. Oh, you talking
tag
about
yeah,
black.
He got the fuck your pillowcase.
Right.
Number 7.
Oh my
All right,
God.
cool.
Oh,
yeah,
funny.
but I fuck with him on the show. I do.
I don't.
Definitely.
I hate him.
fuck with Tommy. I fuck with everybody really acting abilities on that show.
No, the best actor on that show is Tyreek.
Hey, look, fuck it up. I feel you. I hate that nigga.
Yes,
So,
exactly,
yeah.
and that's why he's the best actor.
Hey.
Because I hate that nigga in real life.
Real life. Yeah, you. I don't know what your actual name is, but
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck you and whatever the fuck you finna do next. Like after, the next one after that, cool.
Yeah.
But the next shit, I gotta boo off GP. But I think the show is mad entertaining because they are giving you all the bullshit that you think they're gonna give you. It
sounds like a ghetto 2019 version of The Awakenings. Like what is this?
You know what they call the what they call the shit the Spanish soap opera? Telenovela.
Telenovela.
It's a Afro-novella.
Afro-novella.
That's a new term coined here.
New word alert. Oh man, I haven't watched our show very often.
New word alert.
I make words all the time.
I do that
New
shit
word
too.
Alert, Afro-novella.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
That's what it is. Afro-novella.
Afro-novella.
I kept saying it because my mic was off. I hit the switch by accident. My bad. But I do what I did. Fixing it. Hey, but nah. They do incredible shit. I think that all of them are putting in adequate, at least, performances. I'm looking at you, Lala.
Lala's a horrible fucking actor.
Oh my God.
Lord.
Oh my God. But what she supposed to do with the script that tells her that the police gonna pull her over on a random traffic stop that ain't a traffic stop and tell her we gonna jam you up and we gonna also take your son, but we ain't got no proof or nothing that you did. Sign his papers in the middle of traffic right now. Hey, that's some unbelievable, ridiculous shit.
Did you see confusion in her? In anything in her?
No.
In her acting.
What I saw was I read this shit and I still want to. I thought that shit was dumb, but they thought it was cool, and I want my check. So, all right, you want me to say this? All right, fuck it, I'll say it. I don't know how convincing you want me to say this dumb shit you want me to say, but I'm gonna say it. So fuck it. Oh my God, I want my son back. Please give me my son.
She said that
you gotta sign this in my Mexican accent, and then she be like, okay, all right, I'll sign it now.
But
here you go, boom, and then you give me what I signed. Did you see a copy machine at the traffic stop?
She had 2 copies of the shit. No.
So you thought she signed this shit in triplicate?
No, she signed 2 copies of it.
Duplicate? She had a duplicate fake.
Yeah. And also,
okay, all right, cool.
But Lala's portrayal,
cool.
Lala's supposed to be crying and all. Now, she was supposed to be crying and all worried about her son. Now, imagine you trying to hold a sneeze. Watch her perform that shit. She wasn't sounding like she was sad. She was trying to sound like she was trying to sneeze, but she couldn't get that shit out. And that's what she went through that whole fucking 2 minutes. Have you ever seen a motherfucker try to sneeze? That is what she did for 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah, but she was also
Horrible acting.
But she was also saying ridiculously unbelievable shit.
Yes, it was horrible script.
Nothing she was saying made sense.
None of it.
I know you killed your last bitch for doing the same shit
But
that I'm about to do to you.
Here.
But I love you, kinda. I mean, you bought me a house. I mean, that shit cool. Like, but fuck it. Yeah, I'm with you and only you. But I'm just washing all my drawers right now so I can have clean drawers. The bitch was packing and she was talking to this nigga. Ain't no reason you should be washing like sweaters right now. It's warm outside. You planted some shit. The bitch ain't packing no summer clothes all winter.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
No spoiler alert. Fuck that. The bitch said she died on the show, so she dead. Everybody knows she dead.
Power is these motherfuckers is like, hey, how much bullshit can we throw on the script and make motherfuckers keep watching?
Hey, look.
A true Afro-novella.
She died on the very night that a motherfucker was gonna propose to her. Oh my! If that doesn't tug at your heartstrings, I don't know what will.
Y'all love this shit though.
Y'all get it? Hey,
I'm in it because I've already watched 5 seasons.
Though.
I love that
Y'all
shit.
here for it.
I love that. I love that.
True
I love that.
Afro-novella.
I love that shit. But Stockholm syndrome is a real thing.
Yeah, I've watched 5 seasons of it.
Let me tell you,
I gotta see the last.
I'm gonna finish this shit.
Oh, God.
You talk to a person that's
It's cool. That's how I felt about Game of Thrones. I ain't judging.
talking to a person that watched the entire
no,
shit
we
House
gonna,
of
we
Pain.
gonna talk about.
We gotta stick to that.
Yeah,
We got
because
other topics.
we did a whole 2.5 hour episode on Game of Thrones.
This wasn't supposed to be long. I thought it was gonna be quick.
Yeah, fucking.
Fuck it. Okay. All right.
She almost gave me a flashback about Game of Thrones. So
Look, I know about caring about a show and being invested,
All
so
right.
I ain't judging.
All right. So speaking of dead people through windows,
Whoa, wait.
I know, right? Hey, sometimes I just skew into the skid.
That was a bad one.
Sometimes I skew into the skid. Yeah. Yep. Understood it. Understood it. Still said it. Yep. If you think what I said was fucked up, there was an actual individual that shot a whole nother human being through a window.
All right, so have you mentally prepared yourself for him to get off?
No, first of all, we ain't got to speed through it. First of all, Mr. Aaron Dean shot a woman through the window of her home Saturday, responding to a non-emergency wellness check. All right. They parked the block up, walked up. I know individuals that park a block up.
None of them have good intentions.
Tuck the drawer in their sock, they pull their sock up. That was Jada. But yeah. It's never to do anything scrupulous. You move it in a non-scrupulous, unscrupulous way and expect an individual not to like see you set off their motion detector, hear you ruffling in their bushes, and go and do what the average Texan would do.
The average
which is
Texan.
fucking protect themselves.
I'm gonna go get
my
gun. And then you yell at her, and she opens her window as she should do.
She didn't even open the fucking window.
No,
she didn't get to the goddamn window.
No, she hit the blind, and she had her piece, but she hit the blind like a normal motherfucker would do
in their home when they feel threatened and afraid.
Well, not even a person that feels threatened and afraid, but a person that doesn't want to be a psychopath and a moron with a firearm and
just randomly shoot.
Right.
Because hey, I think it's something out there, but I'm not exactly sure.
Right.
So I'll hit my blind. I got my piece on me, but I'll hit my blind just to look through. And this motherfucker just happened to be at the right place at the right time. This is the most perfect shot he's ever committed in his whole fucking life. He's never been that lucky to do any of this shit. Like in the academy, I guarantee you his scores are low. That motherfucker played dead shot, his scores are low. But he got lucky and reacted like a bitch that he was and is, and just shot off of movement which the individual that wasn't trained with the firearm just didn't haphazardly do. So he shot through Atatiana Jefferson's window and murdered her because her neighbor said her door's open and her door's not normally open. So send somebody out.
Should check on that.
All I know is
Check
if y'all
on
are
'em.
worried about me, don't send the police to my fucking house.
Man, Joe.
Don't. Find a family member, a friend, somebody to come.
If
check
you're
on
worried
me.
about me, come knock on my goddamn door.
I understand
get
from
that.
the neighbor's perspective. All neighbors are
Yeah.
super close. If you see somebody's door open, you be like, "Yo, something might not be okay. Hey, can y'all check this out?" I get that, but we're hearing these stories too fucking often, and they keep getting off, and they keep justifying it and assassinating the character of the person that they murdered. Like, first of all, he should have never even shot at all, because you don't even know if who you're shooting at is the person who fucking lives there. Like,
And also, I knew that there was a fucking gun in her house before I knew the name of the motherfucker who killed her.
Texas, gun in the house.
Texas.
Definitely.
Yeah, but they display, hey, this person
They
had a
open
weapon.
carry.
They talked about that shit before they mentioned the name of the person who murdered her.
That's
fact-
how I knew she
the-
was black.
The fact that they stated that let me know what the type of motion they was on.
Mhm.
But I'll say this. You say don't call the police, and that's all well and good. And I'm a proponent of not calling the police. But I can't hold everybody else to that same step. My father came to my house, and the UPS truck was on my block, and he heard noise in the UPS truck. It was like something going on in that motherfucker. I heard some banging around. I immediately went, I got my shit, and I came outside. I knocked on the UPS truck with my shit. What's going on there? As a concerned neighbor, citizen, my first inclination isn't sit here and call the police.
Right.
My first inclination might be
See what's
different
going on.
than other individuals.
True.
But that's mine.
But
I'm prepared for that. I can't hold everybody to my standards or to my mindset. I'm not gonna knock that man for calling the police.
I'm not
and
either.
I'm never gonna knock anybody. I don't want to get into that. Well, you should don't ever call the police. Don't, because
that's not real for every situation. I get that.
It implies that individual. Well, I think it might not. Hold
on.
But I think it implies that individual did something wrong, and he should feel bad or like he did something that he shouldn't have done.
I got two quick questions.
You should have called the police.
I got two quick questions.
If you're not equipped for that, that's what you should do.
I got two quick questions. How many years of police training have you had?
0.
Did you shoot through the goddamn UPS door?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. But I can't hold everybody to my standards. Not the cop. I hold the cop to that 100%. Definitely. You should have did better than what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go in the truck. I didn't expect the truck. I got a verbal okay from the motherfucker, and the verbal okay sounded authentic enough to where I was alleviated to walk back in my crib with my shit and my father and do what the fuck we was finna go sit down and talk about. Well, actually, he was picking the fucking kids up. Well, actually, the kid at that time. But that's what he was doing over here. So we went on about our business. I checked on the situation, and it met my standard of acceptance, and I was okay with that. And I moved on about my business. But it was happening on my block, so I felt responsible for it. I felt actionable for it, so I acted. Period. And that's the long and short of it. But I can't hold everybody to that. I'm not gonna knock that man for saying, "Hey, my neighbor's door is ajar." I would have did different, but I'm not gonna knock him for calling the police like he should have done. Like you should feel comfortable and safe to do.
Yeah, he should feel like he's able to call the police to say, "Hey, can somebody come check on this person?" without that person fucking dying.
You shouldn't have to say that. You shouldn't have to say without
Maybe
the dying
we
part.
should. Maybe we should start saying that to motherfuckers. We call 911. We're like, hey, please
didn't call
don't kill the
911.
motherfucker.
He didn't call 911.
He called 311.
He
called the
non-emergency number.
Because
Yeah.
it wasn't
Like-
an emergency. So literally, if you got this call from another, all right, and as a black person, goddamn it, because I refuse to go into this shit. as a black person, have you mentally prepared yourself for this person getting off? Because that is what the fuck we have to do.
Hey,
we literally have to prepare ourselves to deal with the fact that this motherfucker won't go to jail.
This is the type of energy that I'm on. I'm not going to mentally prepare myself for the fact that he's not going to go to jail. I am going to mentally prepare myself for the effort to spread this individual's name. I am going to spread the DA's name, and when the judge is assigned, I ain't going to spread the judge's name. I want to hold all the accountable parties at hand accountable for their actions through the duration of this case. We already know Aaron Dean. Fuck Aaron Dean. Now, beyond fuck Aaron Dean, hey, you looked up the prosecutor earlier. I can't remember their name, but you need to be accountable. I can forget the police chief's name, but I'm not even really focused on him because that man said, hey, yo, look, I was going to fire him. Then he walked in and said, I quit. And
but he quit. He was able to quit.
Can I say something?
Able to quit. Hey, you have to follow some type of protocol. And the protocol they followed was you killed her on Saturday. Sunday, I was going to fire you. I'm not mad at the 24-hour turnaround. I can't be mad at that. That's what I would expect you to do because one, I want him to suffer for the full ramifications of his actions. And the only way that we can get that happening and get that done is if things are done by the book. Had they not filed for had they not done the IA review of the crime scene, the IA monitoring of the crime scene by the Fort Worth Police Department or whatever the fuck they call, you have room to maneuver as a defense attorney. I want them to remove all the room that this individual can maneuver in a defensive strategy from a slick, bullshit ass lawyer. I want you to do everything by the book according to the letter of the law appropriately as you're supposed to do it. So you can't fire him Saturday morning for doing that shit Saturday morning. You gotta give him that's just how that works. You gotta give him the time for the investigation to start, and you gotta give time for some procedurals to happen. And Sunday morning, I'm okay with that time frame. You saying you was gonna fire him. I can't say that you weren't gonna fire him, but that's what you said, so I'll go with it. What you finna say?
Hold on. Before you get in that, Sharon Williams is the DA for the Tarrant County in Fort Worth. Thank you, Candace.
Thank you,
all
Candace.
right, thank you.
So I have to kind of co-sign with what you're saying in regards to a lot of times we get hurt, we get angry. Once again, we get emotional as a people, we get riled up, and then 2-3 weeks pass, and that's it. Because we make peace with, man, this always happens, or I'm prepared for it happening again, or frustrating. This is where we need to get our shit together as a people in the long term. Because I constantly hear motherfuckers online and in person, I don't vote, man, that shit ain't real, blah, blah, blah. But the reason I vote is not necessarily because people died for that shit. It's to get motherfuckers off the bench who do this sentencing that Amy Geiger got, who do this sentencing that all these other fucking cops who got off.
That wasn't the bench that sentenced Amy Geiger.
Yeah.
That was the jury.
That was the jury.
Fuck. Well, I wish you all on that. But my whole point, and excuse that, but my whole point is a lot of times we don't show up to actually get these motherfuckers off the bench and hold them accountable. We get mad, we get frustrated, we get hurt, we fucking march. The optics look good in pictures and editorials and all this shit, and then nothing fucking happens. And the more we show up to find out, okay, who was the motherfucker who made it so that Zimmerman got off? Who was the motherfucker who made it so? And man, some of these are juries, some aren't. But if we actually do the research and find out who are the people letting this shit ride and don't let it ride anymore, stuff will start to change a bit more, because we can't just keep yelling, don't hurt us, don't hurt us, don't hurt us, but not actually take any action to make it so that they can't continue to keep getting away with the shit. Because I'm sorry, if a cop does some fuck shit like this, let's just say a white cop does some fuck shit like this, Even if they got fired tomorrow, you know it's a bunch of racists setting up a fucking GoFundMe where it's 250,000 up to $1 million aside for them that they're straight on.
Exactly.
You know what I just heard today?
Because hold on, before you get to that. Also, a couple of things. One, Darren Wilson became a millionaire for murdering Mike Brown because he got 500,000 GoFundMe, and then also got 500,000 for that bullshit ass Good Morning America interview. So 500 plus 500 equals 1 million. And also, I said the S.O.S podcast did before the 2018 fucking elections. We did have a fucking list of judges who were recommended and not recommended based on their fucking voting actions. And we followed the fucking judge elections more than we followed the fucking all the rest of the fucking.
That's the important
when it comes to our people in our
That's the
community.
important shit.
And we actually saw that there was 1 or 2 judges who were fucking not reaffirmed because they didn't reach the fucking 60% threshold. And I kind of want to feel like we had something to do with that because we.
The little progress.
Yes.
The little progress.
We remind all the fuckers to go vote and not just vote for the fucking the fucking congressman or fucking president.
Judges don't make
judges.
They don't make commercials for a reason.
Right. You have
And
to pay
it's still
attention to the
progress
judges.
when you have some of these judges getting kickbacks and benefits, sending our people to prison because they have stock in the fucking industry. Like nobody is talking about these things, and we have to be more intelligent in how we move when it comes to affecting change.
Yep,
100%.
Yep, I haven't missed an election since '98.
Hey, so I think we're all in agreement that we're gonna see what happens in this Texas case.
But also at the same time,
hold on, let me finish. I got you.
I'm ready to get angry.
I got you. We're gonna see what happens, but we're gonna do our due diligence as a people, and we're going to hold the individuals, i.e., the DA. Her name is
Sharon Wilson.
Sharon Wilson, accountable and responsible for the successful prosecution of this case. And if you don't successfully prosecute said case, you may find yourself the victim, or whatever. Nah, the victim of a young
Bitch, you gonna get Alvarez.
A young Karen Fox.
No, Karen Fox was the one that replaced Alvarez.
I mean, a victim of a young Karen Fox.
Well, we don't want this to sound like a potential threat.
No,
So,
this is no. Fuck that. This is a very serious threat on your fucking job.
Karen Fox ran against what's her name? What's her name? Alvarez.
I think it was Anita Alvarez.
Anita Alvarez ran against Anita Alvarez
to not prosecute
because she didn't move adequately on the Jason Van Dyke situation. Another cop that killed an innocent man, whom I just found out earlier today was he just actually resigned from the Chicago Police Department.
Jason Van Dyke?
I thought that he was fired long ago.
Hell fucking no.
I thought he was. I thought that this is part my own lack of research. I thought he was fired when I was hearing the articles and hearing the reports about him taking a janitorial
job
position.
Job at the fraternity police?
Yeah.
No,
but not with the Chicago Police Department.
Not with the fraternity of police.
Right.
Which is the fucking
right. Yeah. Hey. I was like, that was some bullshit on that one. But I didn't know that he was still employed.
Yeah, he was technically employed. He just couldn't go to fucking work.
By the Chicago Police Department.
What's crazy is how they, push this thing on communities. If you see something, say something, but they don't do it within their own code.
The
blue
wall of
violence. They're the biggest gang out.
That no snitching shit only applies to us.
Blue wall of silence.
For their benefit. That's it.
The no snitching thing applies to everybody.
Yeah, but no snitching is only bad for us.
Oh, it's only bad for us. Yes, it's never bad for them. No, not at all. And as I make my way over that way for a second, y'all can speak to the inadequacies of the police department and the overall nationwide acceptance that the police department has with certain levels of corruption.
Nigga, the motherfucker that killed fucking Rikisha Boyd just fucking applied to get that shit expunged from his goddamn record. Yep. That nigga resigned from the police department.
But
he didn't get fired. He resigned, so he still got his fucking pension and all this bullshit. This nigga is trying to get this shit expunged from his fucking record so that nobody knows that he killed a black woman.
But let's just be honest, right? Because, yeah, it's the police department. There's corruption, all of that. But they only protecting the white ones because that brother, his name was Noor.
Yeah,
who killed that white woman who was running up on him and posed a real threat, and he was not aware of what was going on, and he did what he was supposed to do. He got the book thrown at him.
Hell yeah.
He got the book thrown at him. So, they only do this for what it appears to be the ones who are white, or even the Spanish ones who identify as white. When it comes,
we're talking about you, Zimmerman.
When it comes to them killing us,
yeah,
but when it's a police officer of color who actually,
you definitely can't kill a cracker.
A blonde, blue-eyed white woman,
you can't do that.
When actually he was in the right and she posed the threat, then it's a problem.
See, and this is the shit that motherfuckers, it's like they all, and then motherfucker white people always talking about, well, black people, you're defending criminals. No, we don't feel that every fucking time that a police officer shoots a black person, it's unjustified. Some of the shit is called for. If a motherfucker is shooting at you and fucking poses a threat, yes, we understand that shit. But if you're shooting at someone who is unarmed, if you're shooting at someone who is in their fucking house,
or in their car in front of their child,
in their fucking car,
and their woman, and they tell you, and they're being completely still and doing what they're told,
yes,
shoot them in the chest, or they're just selling CDs or cigarettes or whatever, or just existing.
Or matter of fact, not even just that. If a black person runs from a police officer,
out of a legitimate fear.
No, not even out of because the fact that they're committing a crime. If a black person runs from a police officer because they're committing a crime, that does not give that police officer the right to shoot and murder them. Because, God damn it, there is a judicial system, and that judicial system exists for a fucking reason. The police officer is not allowed to be the prosecutor, the judge, and the fucking executioner. Running from the police is not a fucking Class X felony punishable by death.
I mean, that's already understood because we see how many white men are apprehended in the act of killing with assault rifles. We see how many white men or women have guns and knives and are actually running up and assaulting officers and being stopped.
They're shooting at police officers.
They are not being killed.
And it's like you can't say that fucking that it's not a racial thing when black people are running from police unarmed and getting shot, and white people are shooting at police and being arrested
and taken to Burger King. So yeah.
Nobody black has been taken to Burger King after they shot a bunch of people.
No.
One person has been taken to McDonald's after shooting somebody that was also on the wire. 2 Big Macs, large fry, strawberry shake.
No, they didn't take him to McDonald's.
Yes, they took him to McDonald's.
No, they got
they
brought McDonald's to him. They didn't take him to McDonald's.
They took him to McDonald's.
Talk about this TV show.
Yes.
Why?
Because the wire
taken away from the whole point and the seriousness of the moment.
Yes, we can.
Shit.
Yes, but unfortunately, as a black person in America, I have to mentally prepare myself for this white motherfucker to get off because I've seen it too many goddamn times, and I refuse. My heart cannot take being upset by expecting fucking equal treatment from a justice system that refuses to see that shit.
Ain't no equal. We got to work for 60-40. And hey, look, what it is. 60-40 requires us to be diligent in our efforts and saying these motherfuckers' names who are pertinent to the situation and putting pressure on them to do what they are supposed to do. And if they don't, they need to suffer ramifications.
Yep.
And before y'all get out of hand, I'm saying the ramifications need to be these motherfuckers need to be out of a job.
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
I agree.
I'm saying.
And entities like GoFundMe need to be held accountable. You cannot collect funds on behalf of this particular situation or that. Like there are certain things, like I believe there was one instance where GoFundMe was shut down and they agreed not to collect funds on a certain incident.
Yeah, they did.
So, you know,
I can't remember what it was.
I remember one case in particular.
We have to hold
because
these entities responsible so that in order to create consequences and repercussions, they still don't just get off like, well, I'm gonna go live on an island. I'm wealthy now. Like there have to be a sequence of events.
Like I remember one case in particular where a black woman decided to troll a bunch of Trump supporters by saying that her mother kicked her out because she was a Trump supporter. And these
that shit worked out well for her.
Tens of thousands of dollars. And then they found out that she was just trolling these racist bitches and they decided to give her the money back, which I feel like was some bullshit. So, and if y'all gonna do that shit, then I feel like there's no way in which you should follow them funding $500,000 to the defense system of a fucking murderer. And yeah, there's that.
Moving on.
Yeah. I rock with you in all that you just said. I definitely do. Fuck them, put pressure to their ass. Keep the fight alive. Keep hope alive. All the rhyming shit Jesse said. All that. While we have you here, there's one other thing that I wanted to discuss. And hey, this don't have to be long. I say that all the time. I don't know why, but it was the question of the week on the page, and it was spurned from a certain conversation had by two individuals.
This dumbass bitch Kanye.
Why you gotta call him all that?
Because that's what he is.
Hey,
well,
look,
let him give the people the background.
Hey, look, he is who he is and what he is, and we don't play audio clips for y'all, so I'll do my best reenactment of it. Hey, yo, babe, I don't think you should be wearing all that type. I don't know. I'm bad, Kanye.
Why you gotta be dressing like a
why
slut
you
on
gotta
the internet?
Why you gotta be dressing like with all that tight stuff, Joe? I don't know, yeah. You built me up to be this incredible, confident woman wearing all this naked shit, and I just want to keep being a hoe out here now, cause that's what I've been doing. Yeah, whatever.
Run away.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right,
that was
so basically, this bitch Kanye wants.
Why you gonna call him a bitch?
Because of multiple reasons, but this bitch Kanye wants Kim Kardashian to not dress like the slut that she's been dressing like.
Whoa.
Because all of a sudden he's a Christian now, and he doesn't feel like her dressing provocative is a thing.
He's not all of a sudden a Christian now. He rededicated his life to Christ. He went to the front of the church.
Nigga.
Hey, look, he got asked.
Gold digger?
He got asked, "Do you believe in Jesus Christ?" Yes. And then they asked him, "Do you believe he died and rose for your sins?" And he said yes. And they said, "Do you want to become a member of Bible teaching and believing church?" And he was like, "I'm making my own right now, so give me a second." Nah, bullshit.
Hey, the nigga been selling Jesus for 10 years.
Hey, look, it is what it is. He
So
made
that
what he
aside-
made. Jesus walked fire. But I get him. I get where he's coming from.
No, where he's coming from is fucking stupid.
So wait, because I still feel like the people watching might not have, if they haven't seen the clip, they don't really know what's going on. Basically, Kanye currently has an issue with how sexy Kim dresses. In the past, he did not have an issue. In fact, he even supported and encouraged it.
In fact, that's what was
perpetuated.
Now he's in a place where he would like to see her operate and dress more modestly. Her retort was, wait a minute, you're the one who amped me up to be this person and encouraged me to dress like this and be like this. And now you're telling me you're not cool with this now that I'm comfortable and like this shit. Just because you're in a different space doesn't mean that I'm in that space too. This is ridiculous for you to say this to me right before I'm supposed to go to this event and wear this. Now, the particular event is something that they prepare a year in advance for, and it's a big thing. It's the Met Gala, okay? So you can't just get a different outfit the very next day. You commit to what you're going to wear by that designer. It's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into play. The night before, he's like, nah, that's too sexy. I don't even like that. I don't even want you in that. And so they go back and forth, and she's like, shit, you the one who got me to this point where I like doing this, and now it's not cool. That's ridiculous. He storms off. So that's the background. Now the question is,
hey, I want to say you said that shit way more mature.
Yeah, I don't
in a way more mature way.
I just feel like for people need to really understand both sides so they understand where we're coming from when we explain it.
I feel insecure now.
Yeah,
Guests ain't supposed to show up like hosts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Guests supposed to be like, hey, yo, look, hey, whatever you said, I'm gonna get my shit off. But hey, yo, look, fuck how you set up the topic,
right?
Motherfucker,
really
look.
This is what really
so you
happened.
all can be actually adequately informed. That's what's up, though. I mean, you running it now. You got it.
So
hey, look, I'm easy. You got it. Go ahead.
So the question that was posed was, is it fair to expect your significant other to change after they've already established a certain way of being in a relationship? Personally, I feel like everyone is entitled to growth and development in their own space as individuals, even in relationships. However, you cannot expect that person is going to be on that same wave with you. And this is when we start talking about people growing apart and people seeing things differently, and why it's important in the beginning to lay certain foundations where if something does change, you all know in advance how you will deal with it. Because the truth of the matter is, I understand Kanye feeling the way he does, but nigga, you the same motherfucker who had her butt ass naked on your motorcycle in your video.
Yep.
So
facts
to try to almost gaslight and shame her to feel like she shouldn't even wear what she had planned to wear when you used to pick shit out like that for her to wear and take pictures yourself. Showcase her in that manner that got her to the point where she really liked doing the shit. It's almost like getting somebody hooked on a drug and then getting mad when they become an addict.
Hey,
Hey,
I got two things to say to that. You are absolutely right. One. Two, I can't turn a motherfucker who is you can't blame me for turning a motherfucker who dropped acid on the shrooms. I mean, we acting like he stretched her out so far. He didn't. She was already doing a lot of naked shit. And then he just embraced the naked shit with her and was like, hey, yo, you could do this naked shit.
He was like, yeah.
Hold on.
You could do this naked shit more incredibly.
Hold on. But that is also what attracted him to her.
Hey, it definitely is. But hey, don't confuse what I'm saying. I'm on the stance that you should not expect the person that you are with to change already established behavior based on where you are now.
Fact.
You can expect it.
No, you can't expect it. You can hope for it.
Right. Okay.
You can hope for it.
Yeah, you can hope for it. You can't expect it.
But then there's another component that regular people don't have to deal with, because this is a part of her multi-million-dollar brand. And there's also the risk that if she starts moving differently outside of what she's already projected and promoted, that could affect her sales. That could affect her beauty industry. That could affect a lot of things.
Yeah, don't nobody want to see Kim Kardashian in bell bottoms.
Hey, don't. How much money Kim Kardashian need to generate?
More.
Good.
One
She's
more.
got apps. She's got
More.
KKW
No,
Beauty.
I'm not saying how much she
Shoe
can.
Dazzle.
I'm saying how much does she need to generate.
Is there
She
is there
You
a
don't
cap?
have
doesn't
to do-
need to
you don't
generate
have-
more,
at
but
a-
she's
at a-
also a businesswoman. She used to be his manager. I think she still currently is.
No, his mama, her mama, I think is his manager.
No,
Maybe.
she was his
This
manager.
one.
Hey,
She's
look,
handling
hey,
his stuff and
Hey,
her
look,
own.
hey, look. First of all, let's be clear. Kim doesn't handle anything.
I got to challenge you on that because she's actually kind of smart. I know y'all don't think so, but Dash, the businesses that they run in Miami and Los Angeles, that business is doing well. Shoe Dazzle, that business is doing well. I'm not saying Chris hasn't brokered certain deals on her account, but please
Right.
don't believe she hasn't learned some things and is not managing things on her own.
Okay, so she was sitting there watching she was watching the master do business, and she caught a couple little tidbits here or there.
I'm just
Chris is still the
saying.
mastermind of that
Chris
entire
is definitely.
conglomerate.
Chris is definitely the mastermind, but don't think for a minute that Kim doesn't have some type of business savvy and understands that just stopping entirely who she is and who she's become and what she's doing, even in regards to just behavior,
Yeah, but savvy
can affect her brand.
But savvy can be just following the direction of a motherfucker who has already proved themselves. That could
True.
be that's savvy.
She could totally change the game. She could be modest. Anything she does, people are going to follow. But let's just talk about authenticity. What if she's authentically being who she is? She enjoys who she is. She doesn't feel ashamed and she's happy in who she is. So where does that put her with a partner now who is expecting and wanting something else?
Oh, he should not expect and want something else.
I
He
agree.
should be comfortable with whom he initially made this deal with.
I agree.
And if that person is still the same person, then you don't have a lot of room to complain in my book.
You're supposed to love someone for who they are, not who you expect them to be.
That part.
Exactly.
That part. And I don't think he
Exactly.
understands that because
Yep.
intrinsically he's a selfish person.
But I'm not knocking him also for stating his opinion.
Not either.
Hold on.
Not
Because what I saw, what I saw was I didn't hear him say, if you don't do this, I'm leaving.
There was no ultimatum.
It was, this is how I feel.
Mhm.
And here it is.
I
And
don't
then
like
she
this
gave
anymore. Mhm.
this is how I feel. And then he was like, I bet, you know what? I mean, I don't agree with it, but I ain't finna cause no undue stress. You know what? I'm gonna walk away. I think what they really displayed in that aspect, and I wanted this to be a conversation about something else, not necessarily them,
Mhm.
but I think what he displayed and what they displayed in that aspect was one of the most healthy
I
iterations
agree.
of a couple.
I agree.
With it,
It was a
you're
healthy
disagree.
disagreement. There was no
Yes.
disrespect.
It was a
There was no
discourse.
berating.
It was a
There
discourse.
it was a discourse. They basically disagreed, but they didn't disrespect each other. And I
Exactly.
think a lot of people could learn from that.
But they won't.
Oh no.
They
Oh,
won't.
no. Oh,
They're
no.
gonna assign a winner and a loser. They're gonna say that either he checked her and he walked out on her ass and he fuck that bitch type shit, or they're gonna say she told that motherfucker what he could do with his ideas and where to put him. And you can from outside looking in, I can see both camps making those stances.
But it was a
But
healthy
in
interaction.
their interaction,
But
and the
was
interactions
it?
that I strive to have
I
in
agree.
my own particular marriage is I don't have to make you feel how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I state how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You state how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
and then
And that's the end of it. No
Yes.
one comes to an agreement.
there
No,
doesn't have to be
Hey,
an agreement.
I need for you to understand this is why I feel the way I feel.
There doesn't have to be. There doesn't
you can hear someone
always.
without having to
Right.
change.
There doesn't always have to be an agreement. Every
No.
time you don't have to agree.
That doesn't always have to be an agreement. There always have to be an understanding.
They both understood each other.
I don't
feel
think
like
they
this.
understood each other.
I
'Cause
feel
that
like
nigga
this.
just got up and walked.
He feel like this, and she feel like that.
And he didn't say, "All right, well, this is why I feel the way I feel."
He did. She-
Put
she-
some clothes on.
she-
And she was like,
I don't think he had claws. What
No,
claws?
he didn't.
He
didn't.
literally just
He
said, "Hey,
heard.
look."
He heard what she said. He received it. He didn't like it, and he was like, he made peace with the fact that, well, this is where you're at. This is what you're going to do. I don't like it, but I'm not in control of that.
Kanye said,
It was he still respected her autonomy.
She said what she said, and then he immediately said, well, cool. That's literally what he did. I don't know if it was verbatim, and I might have misused literally. My bad, people, especially you. ... Looking. We argue.
He just said,
yeah,
and they got up and walked out.
But
and also, fuck Kanye yet again.
I'm sure it'll be another conversation, maybe in a different form later or something. But the fact is that was an example of a couple having a disagreement in a healthy way, and I appreciated how that panned out.
I don't think that was very healthy because it was.
How would you have dealt with it?
It was basically saying, "Hey, put some clothes on," and she was like, "I don't want to put no clothes on." Shit. And then walked off.
No, it wasn't.
It was more so this.
It was, I don't like when you don't wear.
I think clothes. You should put some clothes on. I would prefer if you would put clothes on, because it makes me uncomfortable. What are you talking about? You've been comfortable with me not wearing these clothes the entire time. Now all of a sudden, I'm supposed to not wear the clothes you want because you just said this shit just now. Hey, nah. I don't feel the same. I don't agree. Oh, you don't agree? I mean, all right, cool. All right. I mean, I'll holler.
Maybe it's just me expecting motherfuckers to explain, all right, well, this is where I'm coming from with shit. And this is where I'm coming from.
They said all of that.
They did.
In actual marriage talk, marriage talk is like a super form of shorthand. It's quick. It ain't. The motherfuckers don't do all that extra words.
I be expecting extra words. I guess that's done. I be expecting extra words. Mine didn't work.
It's different.
No, but them words ain't necessary.
It's very.
But also, all right, I get y'all that. But also, thoroughly, fuck Kanye.
Well, that's your personal opinion.
No, yeah, because this isn't the subject, but that bitch said. At Howard, next time that there's slavery, how about we not all stand where the net is?
Wait, what?
Let's not all stand where the net is next time that there's slavery.
Okay. So what do you think he got from that? What do you think he was meaning by that?
He's trying to say that black people were slaves because we were all standing next to the net?
No.
I
think it's a bigger metaphor than what you're trying to make it. I think it is more so, let's not fall to the trappings of the enticement of the oppressor, which we did so many years ago. We did. That was a component of it. That's how it started. It was the precipice of it.
That's where slavery started?
Yeah.
I mean, we had to have our own people who were cool with doing us dirty for it to even get to the point where it got.
We gonna talk about this outside.
So you saying other African people wasn't helping these white people set us up and snatch us and sell us?
They knew the land.
They knew the land. They knew where the people were. They knew the cultures and traditions. They knew how to step. Like these white people didn't come in here and do it alone.
Black folks look like you and me sat in slave bays in Africa for months on end. Like we talk about we talk about the transatlantic slave trade, but we don't talk about that port it started from and the wrangling of Negroes for months on end.
And approximately how much of
who you think wrangled these Negroes? Who do you think wrangled these Negroes? In this foreign land to these individuals who ain't know shit about shit.
Why do you think in Africa, when they have like in certain parts of Ghana, when people go visit that island and the slavery, why do you think the people there have a ceremony where they apologize to those of us who've come over? Because the ancestors had some part in assisting them in taking us and bringing us to this place through slavery.
Okay, now approximately how much of slavery is the fault of slaves?
You are missing
Not the
what
slaves.
we're talking about. We're talking
talking
about
about the people that sold to slaves.
we're talking about the ones who never became
You're missing the point of Kanye when he says that when next time that they're slavery, how about y'all not stand under the net? That is literally his words.
Yep.
So Pete, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just trying to understand the correlation.
Mm-hmm.
Jacques is talking about back when certain African ancestors sold other African ancestors into slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And you are talking about something separate. Help me understand.
And let's be clear.
So that
let's
I
be clear.
understand.
They didn't know the totality of the enslavement that their people were going to experience.
I'm trying to understand what you're
I am talking about the words of Mr. Kanye West when he says that next time that there is slavery, how about y'all not stand so close to the nets?
Mm-hmm.
When they're capturing slaves, how about y'all not stand so close to the nets?
And see, personally, I don't take anything Kanye says seriously when he makes these comments about slavery and anything, because I don't consider him to be properly educated on the history to make these things. Even when he said slavery is a choice and blah, blah, that was problematic as fuck. So in regards to what you're talking about,
it was problematic, but it wasn't incorrect.
It was.
I disagree.
It wasn't.
I definitely
We're gonna have to talk about this outside.
Let's ask the people right now in Libya if slavery is a choice. Who are slaves right now? Like let's ask. Like
there is a
I
choice.
understand where he's talking about mental slavery and freedom.
No.
No, we're not about to get that much credit.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear what he said. He wasn't talking about the actual act of slavery at the time of it. He said 400 years of oppression. That sounds like a choice to me. He might have said slavery, but he said 400 years, and I think he was talking about the mindset that we've had for 400 years of this oppressive mindset.
Motherfucker, no.
Hey, you could
that's
say
like
that.
Telling somebody who's been abused that they shouldn't think a certain way when all they know is survival from dealing with that abuse. They're not going to make the same choices.
I think robbing individuals that made that choice for the survival of us, that was a choice, and it wasn't a bad choice. I'm here because of that choice. I am here for the sacrifice of my ancestors. If my ancestors,
but that doesn't mean slavery is a choice.
Hey, look, no, not what. Not if everything was on the table and niggas picked. I don't think he's saying that everything was on the table and niggas picked up slavery. What I'm saying was, I think he is saying was, you could have died or you could have been a slave. That is, in essence, a choice. Period. Point blank. It is a choice.
I have to dispute that because
give me liberty or give me death.
Let me stop you right now.
Choice.
No, we can sit here in 2019 and say that shit, but none of us were sitting there watching our families being skinned alive, decapitated, beat, boiled, tarred and feathered, and all of that shit. I'm sorry, there are such things as choiceless choices. You cannot say that it was a choice when people had to see such atrocities and endure them, and I cannot co-sign that. Kanye can sit here and fucking say that shit, but he wasn't there.
Okay, so the people that chose to be slaves,
nobody chose slavery.
Let me just get it out before you attack it. Let me get it out first, and then eviscerate it. Do what you want to do. But this is just the side I'm trying to present. The people who chose slavery looked at what happened to the people that didn't choose slavery and the ramifications. No, before y'all shake your heads. They looked at individuals that said, nope, I'm not finna be a slave. And they saw what happened, right?
That was happening to people who they watched stay slaves. No, it wasn't a choice.
All right.
They were just surviving.
All right. So
they were simply surviving.
So what you would try to tell me is that they was like out here taking the slaves that were acquiescing to slavery and saying, I'm gonna skin you the fuck up so I can check these motherfuckers who not
anybody could get it. It didn't matter. It was just like abuse. anybody can try to justify that shit, but sometimes you'll get your ass beat just because the food is too warm.
And what was
not because you did something.
Okay, I get all that. But
Okay.
what was the overarching threat of slavery? Either you do this shit or you die. Pretty much. Either you pick this cotton or you dead. This is a choice.
No.
It's a fucked up choice, but it's a choice. And
I just don't take Kanye seriously when he talks about historical things.
I think the individuals that came before me that chose, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and live. I'm going to suffer these atrocities. I'm going to suffer this heartache. I'm going to suffer this pain.
I don't think anybody was choosing that. I think people were just trying to exist.
Because they could have not existed.
No.
But not existing isn't a fucking choice.
That is a choice. You give me liberty or give me death is one of the most famous quotes.
That's not what slaves were thinking about, man.
I get what they were thinking about. I understand that completely. But I also understand that there was a mindset in which motherfuckers who also overcome wage war. And the people, the slaves that were in Haiti, what'd they do? What'd they do? Waged war.
You have to understand.
And got out of that
French,
shit. I'm not knocking them.
The French colonized very differently than how brutal fucking Americans
This was before the French.
did.
This was before the French.
You're comparing Haiti and the colonization
Where's Haiti?
of Haiti.
Where's Haiti?
You're comparing
Is Haiti closer to America or France?
You're comparing that to how things were done in the United States, which were very different. Very different.
Were they?
Yes.
How?
Which is
No, I'm asking how, because I don't think, because that's a thing that people say that I don't subscribe to.
I know
I don't believe.
I hear that, but we're talking about.
I've read it. I've studied it.
So here's the thing: a lot of the
way they treat slaves in Haiti wasn't vastly different than the way they treated slaves.
A lot of the countries that were colonized, the slaves were treated different in the sense of a lot of times they were allowed to keep certain cultural aspects. The families were allowed to stay together a little bit more because those islands and some of those countries were smaller.
Okay.
Things were done differently. Even the breaking of slaves, even the brutalization. It is fact that in America,
the way that you're presenting it is convenient, but it's misleading.
Haiti rose up because they still
America
had their
was colonized.
They
didn't go to Haiti. They didn't go to Haiti and find
beliefs which empowered them
and
allowed them
to carry those cultural beliefs from where?
Our people here
from where?
Not.
Hold on.
It all comes from Africa, yes, but when it went to different islands, it was allowed to exist differently.
It was allowed. It was allowed.
Yeah.
That's why they took it over, because it was allowed. They were allowed to be themselves. That's why they.
I'm not saying
that's why they revolted.
I'm not saying
that's why they revolted and killed their masters.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the breaking of Black people was done differently in different places, and because it was done the worst here, people had a different mindset, and they were broken more in regards to uprising and handling things and doing things a certain way. We could go back and forth all day.
I think this
fact is Kanye is not educated enough to be speaking on this type of stuff.
I think this is the difference between breaking of slaves in Haiti and breaking of slaves in the Americas, the contiguous America. What is it, contiguous or contiguous?
I don't know.
Whatever, the continental United States.
I have to.
Whatever.
Continental 48.
Thesaurus.
There was a difference, and this is the difference. Because they were isolated, the same practices were implemented, but the revolts happened differently and were able to spread differently than they were in the States.
I agree.
Because in Haiti, the help
word of mouth could travel farther.
The help got to come different for these white folks on these plantations having these slaves. So when the Haitians revolted, they're revolting over the slave masters there, and it's a fixed number. They can't call a Charleston.
Okay, that
they
makes
can't
sense.
call.
I agree
they can't call a Salem.
Okay.
They can't do that.
Facts.
There, so you're able to overthrow it in a more advantageous way.
I hear you.
And that's why they were able to do that.
I hear you.
On the continental United States, where the slave trade, where they dropped them off at the last stop, boom, into here, they were able to pull on different entities to help wrangle their slaves.
Not only that, but they were able to separate them further because you have some slaves in fucking Virginia, and you got some slaves in West Virginia, and you got some slaves in South Carolina.
That too.
And these motherfuckers are spread out between thousands of fucking miles.
That too. But at a point, slaves had the opportunity, and I'm not faulting them for not. I can't fault them for the benefit of hindsight that I have, knowing that there were more slaves than slave masters. There were more slaves than slave wranglers. There were more slaves than slave keepers. So the uprising could have taken place, but I understand why it didn't there, because it was just it was harder here in America than it was in places like Haiti because of the isolation of the island.
Okay, facts.
That's it. That's all. But that still doesn't remove the fact that there was a choice. The Haitians made a choice to revolt. The American slaves made a choice to revolt
or run away.
No, that's all. Choice. That's also revolt. That's also revolt. So be antagonistic to the powers at hand. Be adversarial to what's going on at the situation. That's revolting. I'm not going to rob them of what their actions were. That was revolting. Period. So they did that. It was harder here, and I don't say just harder here in a dismissive way. I get it. The shit was exponentially more insurmountable here than it was elsewhere.
Okay, we agree on that.
But still, a choice.
And that's where the agreement stops.
That's where it stops for me, man.
Yeah,
I get it.
Like I totally respect your opinion, and it makes a lot of sense.
What the fuck his opinion?
When we get to the it's still a choice part, for me, it's a nah. And I just feel like
it wasn't a bad choice.
It wasn't a bad choice.
Nope, not from where I'm sitting.
For who?
Because I'm here.
Here in 2019.
I wouldn't be here had they not made that choice. Had they not subjugated themselves, had they not endured that horrendous shit, had they not done that, I wouldn't be here. I'm thankful for being here. And I'm actually better off being here than I would have been being there.
I don't know about that.
No, would you be Haitian or American? As a black man with your skin, would you be Haitian or American?
Haitian.
You would?
That's not where my options start, though.
No, that's a question I asked, though.
Huh?
Would you rather be Haitian, where there was a massive slave uprising and revolt where they got their freedom, or be American, where we got our freedom a lot later?
I'd rather be Haitian.
Currently? Ugh.
I feel like we've gone on so many tangents.
So many tangents. Welcome to the show.
But
welcome
ultimately, once again, people put a lot of stock into this man's words, and he, a musician, good musician. Okay, I'll give him that. Creative, all of that. But
that's all he is. That's all.
That's all he is.
That's all he is.
That's all he is to me. I'm not going to take his political views into consideration. I'm not going to take his opinions about history, because to me, you're a fucking college dropout. Not to knock anybody else who's dropped out, but I'm just no. I'm not saying that's a measure or an indicator of intelligence, but that's something he's bragged on, and his words reflect the fact that there's a certain limited amount of understanding that he has, even though he speaks as if everything is fucking fact. That's the narcissism. I don't take the nigga seriously. That's just me.
I wouldn't even say he's a good musician.
Hey, look,
I would give him good. I would give him good.
I think he's an incredible musician.
I'm gonna say this. How many albums has he dropped?
I can't count them.
I'm not even
About
gonna,
9.
I'm not
But
gonna
3
do
of them
that.
were good. 3 out of 9 is failure.
What?
I'm
What?
not gonna
What?
do that.
College dropout,
Uh-huh.
late registration.
Uh-huh.
I like Heartbreaks and 808s or whatever the fuck
No.
it's called.
That's
I like
you.
I love
That's
that.
you. I don't like
I hate
it.
that.
I don't like
like
that
that.
one.
I hate
but
that.
okay, that's you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I got. Can we agree on college dropout?
Mhm.
Can we agree on late registration?
Uh-huh.
What about graduation? How do we feel? 'Cause there's some mixed emotions about graduation, but I think so. 2 out of 3 on the panel. What is society? What does the society say? Graduation, yes. So 3 out of the 4 individuals, graduation is cool. All right, cool. 808s and heartbreaks.
No.
I don't fuck with
loved
it. I don't fuck with it. You like it. You liked it. And so 1.5. Okay. Then next you got what?
Nothing.
Hey, look, hold on. I don't know the next album, but I know that an album after that was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and I think that was his best album.
Yeah.
The album was incredible.
Yeah.
Period. I think it was incredible. You don't.
Yeah.
You.
I liked it.
You
That's
like
the one with ultralight beam on it, or no?
No, that's Picasso.
That's the one where he made
I
the
like
9-minute
that.
song where he played one note on the song.
Runaway was on My Dark Twisted Fantasy. Devil in the Blue Dress.
But 9 goddamn minutes.
Monster, Power, all that was on.
Love Power.
Man, Joe, the Power remix, all that shit, incredible.
Wrap this bullshit up so I can go outside and smoke.
I know. I fuck with it. I like all those songs on that album. And then I didn't fuck with the Beyond. I don't know what the album was called, but Beyond. The album with Beyond on it.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't fuck with 808s and Heartbreaks.
No.
But I fuck with the Yeet album.
Which
Yeah,
one was that?
no.
Was
The
that the one that he
7
kept
songs.
remaking after he dropped it?
Nah, seven. Nah, that was Life of Pablo.
Mm-hmm.
And
I liked that one.
I hated that.
Hey, look, I'm not mad at you for taking the risk and for you doing the shit that should happen to these albums as they are in the streaming atmosphere. It is a shift.
That is literally
Kanye
fucking
provides
album.
shift. He provides shifts. And if we're gonna be in the streaming era in which things can and have the ability to move at the willy-nilly of the artist, man, Joe, they should be able to, because at the end of the day, it's the artist's work.
I've never heard willy-nilly used so eloquently at the willy-nilly of the artist. Continue.
Hey, you know,
But still,
every now and
once
again,
you decide
I get one.
Once you decide that you're gonna create this fucking album, then that should be the album. It shouldn't be like, "Hey, I'm gonna give y'all this, but I'm still working on it."
It's living art. And I
No.
thought that shit was incredible.
But it's not living art when you're still working on it, and it's not good.
It was good to people.
It wasn't.
I didn't like
Nobody
it.
liked that shit.
I didn't like. But this is the thing.
Nobody
You
liked that shit.
can't. You don't have the authority to say that it wasn't good.
Yes, I do.
Because you
I
don't.
am the listener.
It
I'm the
wasn't
motherfucker.
good to
I
you.
have the authority.
But you're not all the listeners.
I am literally the
You're-
one. Kanye,
It wasn't good to you.
Kanye keeps doing this stupid shit where he tells motherfuckers that his shit is good, and y'all motherfuckers take his word for it.
Hey,
without
no,
actually paying attention.
no.
If
Some
the shit-
people like it. Some people have a difference of opinion.
Some people think that Coolio is a lyricist. That means that some
Different.
people are stupid.
It's opinionated.
It's opinion.
That's it. That's all.
No.
Some people like it. Some people don't.
Good.
Just like these motherfucking puns.
Speaking of puns, hey, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Boom, tell these people where they can find you.
Y'all can find me on Instagram at It's the Boom Show. You can also find me on Chicago Now. My blog is called It's the Boom Show.
Hey, when you say it's the Boom Show, is there apostrophe for the T and the S, or
There
between the T and the
is.
S?
So on Instagram, it's just one word straight, spelled regularly. It's the Boom Show. And on Chicago Now, you can find a lot of my articles. It's apostrophe the Boom Show. And you can also look up Nefer Kerr under Ebony and Jet, and you'll find my articles popping up.
Verica?
Nefer, Neffer, last name Kerr. I'll spell y'all all the
Yeah, spell it
in
shit.
between.
All the
But if you look
things.
me up on Facebook, you'll see a whole bunch of names in between, and
on
that's
the,
me.
on the Instagram,
I'm on a horse. You'll see.
on the
On a horse.
Instagram.
I'm on a horse on my picture.
On the Instagram, if you spell it, if you like spell like myself and spell correctly all the time, you're gonna have to take out the autocorrect apostrophe and put "it's the boom," and that'll be her
Show.
Instagram.
At It's
And
the Boom Show.
At her Instagram, there's a link in her bio
Mm-hmm.
that would
Link you to my
direct you
articles.
towards
Yep.
her articles on Chicago Now.
Yep.
Yep. And all that good, great stuff.
Thank you.
It's been a ball having you
Thank
here.
you for coming through. You got to come through again.
Thank
Hey, yo,
you.
look, I had fun arguing with you.
Yeah. It's been thoroughly entertaining.
And
Hey.
the magic chair that keeps coming.
Yeah,
and going,
they
you know?
just shows up and disappears.
I am just disappointed. I am just disappointed that this individual here was not here
Right.
in order to argue with you and all the points that he wanted to disagree. And I think a lot of them he would have agreed with you on. But I don't know him that well. I've only known him for like.
I still want to find out the issue he had with my article about the, blame your dusty ass husband, not the other woman. Like, I want to know what his skin in the game was if he's not even married.
Because
like,
he one of them niggas.
He felt like that wasn't his problem because you were saying the single men ain't shit, and he was cool with that.
Yeah, but
reading comprehension is key. That was not what I was saying.
But his issue where he took umbrance was, and this is not why he not here, because I know
he had personal issues.
Y'all know ain't none of us sensitive. The words we call each other on a weekly basis.
Man, I swear to God, I've been ready to both of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. He definitely would have wanted to be here, but he got a job. And
he can't tell his boss that he got to leave.
Hey, yo, look,
he
I'm not. He can't go to the boss and be like, "Hey, yo, I'm finna do this. I got a podcast. It ain't finna pay me.
And honestly,
ain't finna pay me shit because we ain't got no advertisers."
And honestly, if that nigga did, I'd be mad at him.
I would judge him. I would judge him. 100% judge him like a motherfucker. But that's because we know him. Yeah. But hey, yo, look, they ain't gonna stop me from saying that. I think he was ducking the smoke.
Damn.
Hey, that is what it is. Hey, yep.
But yeah, thank you, Boom, for coming through. You gotta join us again sometime.
Thank you.
I would say about a goddamn t-shirt, but we ain't got none of these motherfuckers to sell y'all no more because we game all out.
We do though. We do though.
We got one.
We do though. We got a couple. She folded some earlier.
Oh shit. Oh, we got two. Oh, we got two over there.
No, not over there. It's in the box. Oh, it's in the box. It's in the box. Yeah, it's that one big ass one. Hey, yo, look.
Yeah, hey,
yo, look. If
Dre bought his, matter of fact, you ain't even got about his goddamn t-shirt.
Who is Dre?
Albert, the nigga who watches every fucking week, shares it every fucking week. Hey, my nigga.
Is he 400 pounds?
Somewhere around there. Hey, my nigga,
right, cool.
I'm gonna give you this goddamn shirt.
Come get this shirt.
Yeah, matter of fact, you ain't gotta come get this shirt. I'm gonna bring you the goddamn shirt next time I'm in the hood. Matter of fact, yeah, I got you, nigga. Yeah, look, I can't say where it is.
This is a vague podcast, but individuals in this podcast have certain things they don't want to be.
Hey, that's my motherfucking nigga, though.
Hey, yo, look, everybody can't say everything about themselves.
Right. Next time I'm in the hood, I'm gonna come through. Because yeah, I'm bring you the shirt and tell your mom to make some spaghetti. Hey, nigga, that nigga mama makes great fucking spaghetti.
What we doing?
That's what's up.
Nigga,
are we wrapping it up?
I'm trying to eat.
What we doing?
You don't understand how much I love spaghetti.
First of all, he want first of all, he want a meal, and then second of all, he gonna get his pun.
Always. And
the worst part of the show.
This is the greatest part of the show.
Also at the end of the show, so it don't matter.
Nigga, I am reading a horror story right now in Braille. Something bad is about to happen. I can feel it.
I am too. I got homework.
You got, yeah, goddamn right.
I am. I'm gonna exit right after you. We got like.
Yes, I got all of it.
Appreciate it.
Hey.
Thank you all so much for watching.
Yes, my homie Tom said that he has a split personality. He was being frank. No, he was being frank.
Hey.
saying that he has a split personality. Tom is being frank, saying he has a split personality. No, don't click it, chat, because goddamn it. Hey, yo, Nick, I got him.